Welcome to the Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Wendy's. We are at Cudahy Memorial Stadium as the Cudahy Packers take on the St. Francis Mariners. Thanks for joining us. My name is Mike McGivern. I'm with Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. I have both head coaches for tonight's game. I got Doug Sarver from St. Francis, Ryan Surford from Cudahy. Coach, let's start with you. Year one for you as a head coach here at Cudahy. Up and down a little bit, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of up and down roller coaster ride. We're right in a position where we kind of set our goal for us to make the playoffs this year and kind of go from there. So we're trying to turn things around here, and getting back into the playoffs would be a start. You bet. Coach Sarver, 34 years?
That's correct.
Okay, 34 years you've been coaching football. So we've got one of the young guns, one of the veterans here. St. Francis football, proud tradition at St. Francis. Some great football teams in the past. Kind of a young team now trying to get back to being on top of that Woodland Blue.
We're struggling a little bit right now, going through some growing pains. We only have 4 seniors with varsity experience. We start probably 6 or 7 sophomores, so we're working hard to get better and improve the future.
Hey, Ryan, back to you. You know, being the first-year head coach, I know your background with Coach Cook at Oak Creek, and you've coached and played. And any surprises for you as you took over the program at Cudahy? Again, similar to St. Francis, a lot of tradition and proud heritage with the Cudahy program, trying to get back to that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, or the biggest change for me from being last year when I was the offensive coordinator, was just the administrative duties that go along with being a head coach. And as a coordinator, you really don't realize how much a head coach goes through on a day-to-day basis until you're wearing that hat and it's all piled on you. And there's a lot that goes with the job, and that's been the biggest thing, is kind of adjusting to it. 365 days a year.
Hey, Doug, again, 34 years you've been doing this. That doesn't surprise you as a first-year coach, the administration stuff that you have to go through. Do you have any tips for Ryan as a young coach on how to just make sure that his program is top-notch, and the things that you've known in the past? I'm trying to get the young guy a tip here.
The only thing I can tell him is don't get too high with the highs and don't get too low with the lows. Just keep on trucking.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to cut you guys loose, get back to your teams. I appreciate your time.
No problem.
Hey, we're going to get to a break. Again, we're live at Cudahy Memorial Stadium as St. Francis takes on Cudahy in a Woodland Blue matchup. This is the Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Wendy's.
It's a Woodland Conference rivalry game here tonight as Cudahy entertains St. Francis. With Dick Basham, John Weiser with you. Glad you're along for this one here tonight. A couple of teams that have been steeped in tradition in the past, a couple of deep playoff runs through the years, but for St. Francis, they've been out of the playoffs now 2 consecutive years after a 15-year run, and for Cudahy, an opportunity to still get into the playoffs coming up in 2 weeks.
Well, as you said, these teams both do have great history, and they're trying to live up to that history. Right now, they don't seem to have the players that they have. St. Francis has a player that plays for the Atlanta Falcons now. The starting right tackle for the Badgers is a former player at St. Francis, and Cudahy has had multiple players in the pros over the years. So they don't have that kind of player now. They have good players, but not that kind of player.
You've got a coach on one side with 34 years of experience, right, and you got another coach who's in his early 30s, so kind of a difference there.
Yeah, that's an interesting contrast, I think, tonight. Doug Sarver's been at St. Francis for 34 years. He's been the head coach for the last 22 years. And then Ryan Surford is his first year as a head coach. He was an offensive coordinator here last year, but he's trying to fill some big shoes from the past year.
So we take a look at the players tonight for St. Francis. Robert Kowalczyk engaged Cody, two-way players that are outstanding on both sides of the football.
Well, that's true. Robert Kowalczyk's number 15, 6'2", 165-pound quarterback and defensive back. He's a 3-year starter. He's all-conference first team last year. He's completed 57% of his passes over the last 3 years. He's also their best defensive back, and he's going to be covering man-to-man Cudahy's best receiver, Tiante Morgan, tonight, so that should be an interesting matchup. And you also notice that he and his teammates are wearing pink socks tonight in honor of Robert Kowalczyk's mother, who passed away last year during the season as a result of breast cancer. And so they're honoring her and all those that are fighting that dreaded disease.
Gage Cody may be one of the smallest players on the field at 5'7", but don't underestimate his athletic heart.
Well, that's true. He's also a 3-year starter, and he's 5'7", 145 pounds, plays wide receiver and defensive back. He's caught half of Kowalczyk's passes for the last 3 years, 106 for 1,170 yards, and he's also a very good defensive back. He plays big, and he returns kicks for him.
It's going to be exciting to see this Cudahy team because they are quick, and Tiante Morgan, one of the fastest players in southeast Wisconsin.
Well, that's true. Tiante Morgan, number 5, he's 6'2", 195 pounds, wide receiver, outside linebacker, runs a 4.68 40. Is averaging 16 yards a catch and also plays the outside linebacker, as I mentioned, and will have a big role tonight. He was a 5-sport athlete last year, played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, tennis and track in the spring, and played baseball in the summer, so he's a great athlete.
Jeff Hohenstein, another outstanding athlete with great speed.
Yeah, number 12, about 5'11", 160 pounds, running back. He's their leading rusher. He's 450-some yards, 45 carries, about 10 yards a pop, so he's doing a great job as a running back, but his skill is really on defense as a defensive back. He has 9 interceptions this year, which is a lot of interceptions, and he also returns kicks with Morgan.
That's our leaderboard, brought to you by Wisconsin Lutheran College, Academic Excellence, Christian Leadership. Time now for our keys to the game.
Well, the keys to the game, I think, for St. Francis, they need to contain the Cudahy running game for one thing, and they need to tackle well on defense and not let them get the big gains that they're used to, and they need to have an excellent passing game themselves to keep the ball moving. And I think for Cudahy, they need to slow down Saquon Dowery, who's the running back for St. Francis, stay out of predictable situations on offense, and they need to keep St. Francis backed up from the goal line as far as they can.
The Packers have won 3 of the 5 meetings thus far. Meeting number 6 set to come your way next on My 24. Cudahy Memorial Stadium on Lake Drive on the South Shore tonight. Scene of our ball game, the Cudahy Packers against the St. Francis Mariners. Wisconsin National Guard making their way out to the 30-yard line, and performing our national anthem tonight will be Christina Jones.
Join in the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Miss Christina Jones.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Outstanding job by Christina Jones with our national anthem here tonight on an outstanding October evening. And temperatures in the 70s today. Very nice football conditions this evening in the 60s tonight. A little bit of a breeze. And natural grass field in great shape for this one here in Cudahy tonight. A Woodland Blue Conference matchup. St. Francis taking on the homestanding Packers from Cudahy.
Well, we have a good rivalry, and we have no excuses tonight. Last week we had wind and rain. We'll make that an excuse. Tonight we're not making any.
Now these two teams, a bit of a Lake Drive rivalry. As you said, they're only about a mile apart up and down Lake Drive here. So a bit of bragging rights here. Cudahy looking to get into the playoffs, get playoff eligible here if they win out. And St. Francis, as we heard Coach Sarber talk about, it's been a bit of a rebuilding mode here to try and get that built back up after making the playoffs 15 consecutive years.
Yeah, I think it's true for both teams, but I did watch practice this week for both teams, and St. Francis has 32 freshmen and 25 sophomores, so that's a real good nucleus for them to build the future on, that's for sure.
St. Francis has won the toss. They will receive. They are in the white jerseys here tonight. The dark jerseys are Cudahy. And kicking off for the Packers will be Jermaine Berthe. Back deep for the Mariners. It'll be Gage Cody and Saquon Dowry. Keep an eye on this kid here tonight. He's rushed for over 1,100 yards. And our kickoff, we are underway. And Cody will take at the 5. Up to the 20. Up the middle 25. Sees a seam. Gets to the 31 before he is stacked up there. 26-yard return out to the 31-yard line. That's where the Mariners will get things started.
Well, he had a little alley, but he couldn't quite get it to the outside. Otherwise, it could have been a long one, I think. But that's a good start for field position when you're at the 30-yard line.
Tommy Schultz making the stop defensively for Cudahy. 1st and 10, a First Bank 1st and 10. First Bank Financial Center. We thank them again for being our first down sponsor on Thursday Night Lights. First Bank Financial Center. Discover the community bank difference. From the 31-yard line, Kowalczyk will hand it off. This is Dowry coming around the near side. Gets a couple, maybe out to the 33-yard line, where he is wrapped up there. Wrapping him up there, Garrett Falkowski, as we take a look at the offensive line.
Yeah, we got Jake Bunk, Brian Kabish, Nick Zaborski, Alex Sisk, and right tackle is Marino. And the split end, Capella. It's actually not, Brickner's replacing him. Chambers, Cody, Dowry, and Ruda.
Dowry over 1,100 yards rushing as Kowalczyk will work from shotgun. His first pass of the evening. Scrambles right, fires it out, completes to Cody. No, dropped it. Had it and lost it out near the 40-yard line as he was double teamed out there. And could not come up with the catch. Looked like he was covered well by Jeff Howenstein. We talked about that. Right. Howenstein doing an outstanding job. 9 picks already this year as we set the defense.
Yeah, here's the defense. Meyer, Corder, and Ewart are the front 3. Defensive line, the 3-3 alignment, 3-5. Andrew Dunkolovich, Ramirez, Schultz, Rogers, and Morgan are the backers with Howenstein, Eichner, and Tice are the 3 deep. Yeah, that was a well-thrown ball, and I think Cody would say he should have caught it.
So 3rd and long. 2 receivers to the right side. Kowalczyk rolling right. Has some running room. Now steps up, delivers the ball. Looking for Cody again. That one again incomplete. Howenstein again there to knock that one away.
Well, he was right there. You know, he's well covered, and he came over that shoulder and knocked that ball in there. Down.
Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by MRZ Promotions, the Midwest premier promotional company. Need swag? Needswag.com is where you will find that. So Kowalczyk will punt this one away, 3 and out. And we got penalty markers down before the snap, our first penalty of the ball game.
I think St. Francis moved. It's going to cost him 5.
We saw a lot of yellow hankies in the rain last week out at Pulaski Stadium between Riverside and Bradley Tech. So
at this time of year, they really, penalties should be down a little bit. Players know what they can do and what they can't do. And
it's going to be a false start penalty here on the Mariners. Cal Stanky, our referee. Russ Wilms, our umpire. Joe Konitz is the linesman. Pete Fritz, the line judge. And Brent Hibbard is our back judge here tonight. So 5-yard penalty against the Mariners on 4th down. That'll move their speedster for Cudahy, Tiante Morgan, up near his own 40-yard line. As Kowalczyk got the punt away, but we had a penalty marker on the play before the snap.
Might have been on Cudahy over the into the neutral zone.
And again, if you jump the neutral zone but then force the opposition to fire off.
Right. Well, if you jump the neutral zone, it's 5
automatic
yards in high school. Yeah.
Right, automatic should be. And
it's a matter of which official saw what.
Again, simulating a snap is the call here against the Mariners.
Double clutched it, and then that drew him off.
And the referee's going to talk to the center, right? The long snapper for the Mariners. That is Brandon Wilbrandt.
Who is not normally a center, I don't believe. He's a linebacker. And
so they'll step 5 more off. That'll move Morgan up 5 more yards out toward the midfield area. Again, 4.68 speed in the 40.
They should get good field position. You can see that Cudahy's putting a lot of pressure up front. They have 9, 10 guys up. They seem to be blocking everybody, trying to get the...
And the punt will roll inside the 45, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Good field position here for the Cudahy Packers. Their first possession of the ball game as we get a look at their offense here tonight. Run by a freshman at quarterback, Angel Ramirez, and a good one, 5'7", 140, and very efficient, completing 73% of his passes.
Yeah, I think that's very impressive for a freshman, and thrown into a situation like that, it's not easy. Here's the offensive line, Ken Ewert, Lockenschmidt, Remsa, Edwards, and Rothbauer, and then you got Morgan. We've talked about Falkowski, Hohenstein, Tice, and Rogers are the receivers and running backs.
They'll go empty backfield here. They'll put 5 receivers out, 4 stacked to the left side. They'll swing it out, complete to Morgan. Makes the catch, struggles to get to the line of scrimmage. Gang tackled there for no gain. Led by Anthony Matisse. Matisse leading the way there, plus a whole herd of Mariners there to wrap up Morgan for no gain.
Yeah, that was a good job of pursuit by the St. Francis defense. Good breakdown there. Got a couple yards, but for the most part, they contained that play.
2nd and 10 for the Packers at their own 43-yard line. Just underway. No score. John Weiser, Dick Basham, Mike McGivern with you tonight from Cudahy. And they'll toss the sweep here to the near side, trying to get the edge around the corner with it is Tice. Tice stacked up and driven back. Could not get the edge once again. So, defensive end here on the near side, James Schutz, able to make the play as we get a look at the defense.
Yeah, here 3-man front again. Drews, Bunk, and Schutz are the front 3. The linebackers are Fryer, Ruda, Wilbrandt, and Dowry. And the DBs are Kowalczyk, Capella, Anthony Matisse, and Gage Cody.
Sophomore Schutz there able to shut the door on that edge here. On that toss sweep here to the right side, sets up a 3rd and 10 for the Packers.
Well, this is a really good start for St. Francis. Coach Sarver said they need to play well in defense tonight if they're going to stay in this game. So far, they've been able to do just that.
Penalty markers rain down once again here on 3rd down.
Well,
neutral zone infraction here, I believe, against the Mariners.
Right,
They've
6 plays, and we've had three flags.
all of them against the Mariners. So 5 free ones here for the Packers, makes it a 3rd and 5. Our third member of our crew tonight from WSSP Sports Radio 1250, it's Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, just a little something on the quarterback from Cudahy, Angel Ramirez. I talked to their coach. He said, freshman football first day, they said, anybody here want to play quarterback? He said, I'll give it a shot. Played a little quarterback in youth football, and here he is starting on varsity.
They sent Howenstein in motion, far side. They loft it out there, runs under it, makes the catch. Out of bounds inside the 21-yard line. Anthony Matisse ran him down, but not before a big gain as we get another look.
Well, this is a tough throw. Rolling out to his left. You can see he gets his feet set, makes a nice throw, a good spiral, right on the money. Excellent catch by Hohenstein. And they're now down in business at the 21-yard line.
They'll spot it just short of the 20. First down, Cudahy. First big play of the game. Again, they'll empty the backfield. 4 receivers here to the near side. Ramirez under pressure, dumps it off. Bubble screen underneath, caught by the split end. Falkowski. Falkowski to the end zone. Touchdown, Cudahy. Garrett Falkowski, the senior, 6'4", 180. His 8th reception of the year. This one for 6.
Little rollout again, throws on the run, a little underneath route, catch and run, and he took it right up the middle of the field. St. Francis is playing man-to-man defense, and so when all the receivers take the defense out of there, there's a lot of room to run.
Simerson to snap. Littman on the hold for Bertie to tack on the extra point. The old swinging gate. Cudahy strikes first. They take advantage of that 5-yard penalty. The big play down to the 20-yard line by Hohenstein, and now we've got a penalty marker here. I think the officials are geared up for TV tonight. They want as much FaceTime as they can get.
They may want FaceTime, but I don't think they want to get it this way, Maybe a little adrenaline, a few nerves here, get settled down and get into the game. Maybe we can forget about the jumping around here.
Well, St. Francis, that's their 4th penalty already. 7, 8 plays we've run,
yeah.
And they've been penalized 4 times.
I don't think they can keep that pace up, though. I hope they can.
I'm sure there's a coach on that sideline who hopes they don't keep that pace up either.
Coach
High snap. Littman gets it down. Birdie's kick right through the middle. 7-0. Cudahy. They take advantage of the big play to Jeff Howenstein. The big reception down to the 20-yard line. One play later, the little underneath route by Garrett Falkowski. And the Packers jump out to a 7-0 lead. A big game for the Packers as you look at the grand scheme of things. They've got to win these next 2 games in order to get into the playoffs, or at least be playoff eligible, and hope they make it into the field.
Yeah, St. Francis cannot become eligible. They can't win enough games to become eligible, but Cudahy can. St. Francis is trying to play a little spoiler here tonight. Cudahy, it's doable. This certainly is a winnable game for them tonight. Next week's a little bit different story. Greendale's have been at the top of the Woodland Conference for quite a while, and they're tough to beat, and I think it's an away game, so that'll make it a little bit tougher even.
4 plays, 57 yards, and the 20-yard touchdown pass to Falkowski. 7-0 Cudahy. 3 minutes into our contest here tonight. Again, Cody and Dowry standing deep. And Birdie will kick this one away to Gage Cody. He'll take it across the 10. Near side 20 and hammered at the 24-yard line. Well, it was one of our Boucher big hits early on here tonight. As coming up on special teams, Schultz able to come in. Tommy Schultz with our Boucher big hit collision. If you've been in a collision, you can count on Boucher Automotive with body shops all over southeastern Wisconsin to fix what is dented or broken on your car.
Well, you can see Gage Cody, who lost his footing there and kind of fell into that tackle. I think it hurt the tackler more than it hurt the ball carrier.
1st and 10 Mariners, their 2nd possession. Dowry up the middle. Dowry breaks a tackle. Dowry across the 40 to the 45-yard line. 21 yards and a late flag coming down. After the play was over, Dylan Tice finally brought him down after a 21-yard pickup. We'll check out the penalty flag.
I think it's going to be a warning on the sideline. They were crowding the sideline a little bit. And I saw Coach Sarver shaking his head. Yeah, we'll get him back.
That's exactly what it is. 3rd consecutive week we've seen that call.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to do it. At least they give them a warning. You don't just throw a flag on it because, kids creep up on it. That's one of the hardest things to do as a coach is to keep the kids back. They want to get up and see.
Now let's see if this sparks the Mariners here. 1st and 10, the 46-yard line. And they wrap up. Dowry once again short of the line of scrimmage. Getting in there, Joe Rogers, inside linebacker for the Packers there on the stop. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. Once again, let's head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, Dr. Rob Balza, the assistant professor of biology at Wisconsin Lutheran College. Hey, Doc, tell us a little bit about what's new at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Well, it's an exciting time right now in the history of the college. We've got a brand new graduate school. We've got a brand new nursing program, sport and exercise science major, and they're really taking off. We have record enrollment this year.
Hey, a little bit about the biology department and some of the things that you do over at WLC.
Yeah, the strengths of our department is we work side by side with students in the lab, so they learn in the classroom and in the laboratory side by side. Strengths of our department, cellular and molecular genetics, and marine biology. We have students from Florida coming up to study marine biology here in Wisconsin.
And your fall days are coming up, fall visit days coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, Mike, this is an opportunity for prospective students and their families to come kick the tires a little bit, visit some classes, meet some professors. You can register online at wlc.edu. It's October 27th to 28th. Hope to see you there.
Hey, the assistant professor of biology, it's like my twin. Anyway, back to you boys up in the booth.
Thank you, Mike. They try and run the double wing to Dowry off the right side. Cutting back to the middle, the Packers were ready for it. And Cudahy makes the stop, loss of 1 on the play, bringing up 4th down.
Well, we can see that St. Francis is inconsistent right now. They have a successful play, then they have a couple of just don't work out. They need to have some consistency in order to move the ball if you're going to run the ball.
Well, Kowalczyk to punt it away for the 2nd time tonight as Morgan stands near his own 20-yard line. Good snap. A left-footed boot by Kowalczyk to the near sideline. It's going to bounce near the 20. Morgan will let it roll there, and it will spin dead at about the 17-yard line. A 34-yard punt, no return. Matisse there down at 4. The Mariners, just over 6.5 minutes to go here in our first quarter. A 7-0 Cudahy lead.
Well, both teams are doing what they do, but they need to be more consistent, both of them, I think.
One other game going on in the North Shore tonight. Homestead leading Whitefish Bay 7-0. That one's early in the first quarter. We have Homestead and Germantown next week. Close out the regular season. Ramirez gets them set. Weinstein coming up the left side, breaking tackles. Out across the 30 to the 40, out near the 45-yard line. So far the Packers with a couple of big plays offensively to spark them. Saquon Dowry doubling up as an outside linebacker there to make the stop. Check that. That was Dylan Tice on the carry.
Well, he runs very well, too. Cudahy does have good speed.
Tice with a pair of touchdowns against Brown Deer earlier this season. Gets it out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 28. Now they run the counter play the other way. This is Rogers. Rogers down the far sideline. Rogers out of bounds near the 30-yard line of the Mariners. Nick Ruda finally able to bring him down, but again, strong running here by the Cudahy Packers, getting big play after big play.
Just a little counter coming back to the left side. And once he gets in the secondary, he's got clear sailing until he gets to the sideline there.
Colin Eichner, 20. Again, we got purple numbers on black jerseys tonight.
Yeah,
that doesn't work out so well.
Right.
Colin Eichner, a senior, that last carry. Cudahy with several big plays so far tonight. Again, they'll run it off to the wing. This time it's Howenstein. Howenstein breaks a tackle down the sideline and lost his balance out of bounds. Got about 11 on the play and another first down for Cudahy. Second effort that time by Jeff Howenstein.
Well, talking to Coach Sarver this week, he says consistent tackling has been a problem this year for him, and you can see in the last 2 plays there was a lot of arm tackling that's just not working out. Cudahy players are too strong and run too well in order to be tripped up.
Second possession of the night for the Packers. They've reached the red zone here. They try a dive off left tackle. Mariners were ready for that one.
Well, you can see that Cudahy is using a lot of different formations to try to keep the defense off balance, but they're running pretty simple plays. And talking to Coach Surfort this week, he said that they like to give you a lot of looks, but keep it as simple as they can. And especially with a freshman quarterback, that makes a lot of sense.
3 receivers here to the near side. Double slot here near side as Ramirez. One-step drop, penalty marker down. Ramirez under pressure, gets away, dumps it down, looking at the far pylon, going up for it, and is Morgan knocked away at the last second. But we do have a penalty marker on the play.
Well, that was a good defensive job by Robert Kowalczyk. As I said, he would be covering Morgan all night long, and he was right there and was able to deflect the pass before Morgan could pull it in.
While they sort this one out, again, a reminder that Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com, click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find our complete game schedule, watch archive videos of our games, and even post your own photos. That's my24milwaukee.com. Conference time with the officials.
I'm not sure what the discussion is here. I didn't see the illegal procedure motion.
Might not have had enough guys on the line of scrimmage. That you run into that when you start stacking your receivers 3-4 on the line. You've got to keep make sure they're on the line of scrimmage. You're given basically a little bit of a leeway there of about a half a yard one way or the other, but you got to keep up on that line of scrimmage.
At this time of the year, everybody should really know where to go. I
Absolutely.
think. There's 8th game. Even if you're a young player, you're not young anymore. You've already played 7 games.
Sets up a 2nd and 11 for Cudahy at the Mariner 26-yard line. Again, 3 receivers here to the near side. Ramirez runs option, tosses it back here. And back to the line of scrimmage. Read well by that Mariner defense. Jake Bunk, defensive lineman, stayed home on the spy, able to make the stop.
Yeah, they did a much better job of moving laterally right here. Cudahy does not run a read option. All they run is what's called a lead option, which is what that was there. The quarterback just takes the ball and runs to the end, and if he gets tackled, he pitches. If he doesn't get tackled, he turns up the field and runs for a touchdown.
Well, critical 3rd down for this Mariner defense. They need to come up with a stop here, trailing 7-0 with Cudahy.
Well, they got a good receiver, quarterback who's been very accurate. They like to run play action. I would think they'd probably roll him to the left here to the wide side of the field and look for Morgan.
Morgan was lined up slot left. He cuts across the formation, makes the catch, and shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Let's see where they mark him. It looks like he will be marked short of the 1st down. Matisse able to usher him out.
First down. Well, what they did with Ramirez took a little bit of a few steps to the left while Morgan came underneath from the wide side to the short side underneath the defense, and he was able to dump it to him and able to get the first down by yards after the catch.
Well, a first bank first down for Cudahy. They give it to the Packers. They'll mark it near the 12-yard line. And they'll hand it off. This is the fullback, Rogers, the senior. Taking it up the middle, and let's see where they mark him down. They fumble the football. It's recovered by the Mariners in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Mariners deny the Packers here.
Wow.
Boy, that ball came out late. Rogers.
Well, I saw people kind of running towards the end zone. I thought they were trying to tackle the ball carrier, but evidently Rogers had given the ball up at about the 10, and the ball rolled forward. Here we can see right here. Rogers is a big kid. There's the ball must be out. There it goes. Yeah, you can see right there through the pile. And they were able to chase it down in the end zone for a touchback, and it comes out to the 20-yard line. So not only did they get the ball, they get decent field position with the touchback.
Timeout here at Cudahy. 4:23 to go. First quarter, a 7-0 Packer lead. Thursday Night Lights on My 24.
Hey guys, here with the mayor from Cudahy, Tony Day. I got to tell you something. I've been talking to him. He's a Cudahy boy, loves the city of Cudahy, so he ran for mayor. Hey, tell me that story a little bit. So you were a banker here in Cudahy?
Yeah, for 41 years I was with the Chase Bank and Packard, same office for the last 40 years. Got to know everybody in the city and the businesses, and that's how I became a candidate for mayor.
Candidate for mayor. Went from being a banker, now he's doing the parades. Hey, I got to tell you, a lot of stuff going on. You've got a great vision for this city.
Correct. We're trying to get more development in here, get more people seeing what Cudahy is all about. We have a nice, fine restaurants. Little thing known about everybody in Cudahy is most of the restaurants are self-owned. They aren't franchises. We have about 8 or 9 good restaurants that serve very good food.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if he's got an open door policy, so if you've got something you need to talk to him about, go see him. He's the mayor of Cudahy. Back to you boys up in the booth.
Mike, thank you very much. Saquon Dowry with a 35-yard run out to the 45-yard line. Colin Eichner finally brought him down. And the Mariners coming up big following the turnover.
Well, that was just straight ahead, and it bounced it to the outside and outran a few people before he was taken down by Eichner, who had the angle on him.
Two-step drop. Kowalczyk out to Cody. Gets a block. Cody inside the 35 and wrestled down at the 30-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play. Again, Eichner pulling him down. And right. St. Francis wanting a horse collar tackle there. Let's take a look.
I think it was a good block out there by Brickner, I believe, the wide receiver. And Gage Cody showed what he can do when he gets the ball in open space.
36 receptions now. About a 10-yard average for Cody this season.
It's those yards after you catch the ball that really make a difference. You can throw a lot of short passes that look like long gains, but they're actually long runs after the pass.
Now Dowry with a little stutter step inside the 30, wrapped up at the 28-yard line. Penalty marker on the play.
Dowry got a little bit tangled up with his feet with Kowalczyk, I think, and that slowed him down, but he was able to get a couple yards before he went down.
I think this is going to go against Brickner as we take another look at Dowry's run. Brickner was lined up on the outside, and not sure if he was over the line of scrimmage or not on the line of scrimmage.
Well, Brickner's not the normal split end, so he's been called into duty here real quick because he needs to get that alignment right.
So another 5-yard mark off here against the Mariners. They've been their own worst enemy so far tonight. They
have
racked up the penalty yardage, and as we said, this late in the season, normally you get these motion penalties and procedure calls taken care of.
Well, the good news is they're inside the 40-yard line, not the 35, so if they get a few yards, they're actually in 4-down territory. They probably wouldn't punt the ball anyway.
Kowalczyk will work under center, wing formation here. He'll roll him out. Looks to dump it off, completes out to the far side. Able to make the catch on that far side for St. Francis was Nick Ruda. Ruda, who will also come in as a running back from time to time, 5'10", 215. Able to scamper for about 6-yard pickup, finally taken out by Hohenstein.
And that was a well-conceived play. The little play action in the backfield while where Ruda, the fullback, heads out into the flat as a distraction, and they just dump him the ball and let him run.
Second and about 4 here for the Mariners. Under 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. They trail by 7. Dowry deep back here. Single back, he'll take the carry. Up the middle goes Dowry, breaks a tackle. Gets it down to about the 15-yard line before he is stacked up there. Gain of 11 and a first down for the Mariners.
Well, the St. Francis offensive line is doing a good job. He's not even getting touched until he gets into the secondary, so they're making some nice holes. That time it was the left side where Bunk, Kabish, and Zaborski, the center, are playing.
It was Tiante Morgan, the outside linebacker, that finally got a piece enough of Dowry that time to bring him down. Ball just short of the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Another first bank first down here for the Mariners. Their deepest penetration tonight. This coming after the fumble recovery. And Dowry stumbles as he got out of the backfield. And we've seen that here a couple of times with him. He's had a little trouble with the footing early on.
Well, I think it's his problem. He just got to pick up his feet a little bit right here. He's got good running skills. He's got a nice short stride to start out with and gets his weight up over his toes and has the ability to make cuts. He's 5'8", 175. He's a pretty compact little runner, but he's got good speed and strength. And as a sophomore, you can see he's got a couple good years ahead of him yet.
Cody lined up in a slot here near side. They'll pitch it out to him. Cody dives forward just short of the 10-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play for Gage Cody as Cullen Eichner there to make the stop. Well, pro wrestling is back. Don't miss all of the high-flying, bone-crushing action of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Saturdays at 9, followed by the Pro Wrestling Report at 10, only on My 24. Well, a key third down here once again. Ball just short of the 10-yard line. Mariners looking to even up the score here. They've got Cody lined up in a slot to the right. Again, they'll swing it out to his side. Makes the catch. Spins forward. It's going to be short of the first down.
Hohenstein made a nice open field tackle.
Yes, he did.
That's why he's their best defensive player right there, because that's a tough situation coming up, breaking down right there. And Cody's a real shifty runner. You got to make sure you break down and get at least one leg or he's going to go on you.
This will be 4th and 2 for the Mariners, and they're going to want to talk about it. Doug Sarver takes a timeout here, talking things over with Robert Kowalczyk, his quarterback, and wants to bring the offense in here. Stopping play with 36 seconds to go here in the quarter. But again, this drive set up with the fumble recovery. Rogers coughing the ball up in the red zone.
Yeah, that was huge. They certainly didn't want to go down by 14 to start a game. And now they've been able to take it the other way. 4th and 2. I don't think they have a real strong kicking game. I didn't get a chance to see that in practice, and we didn't talk about it with Coach Sarver, but from what I can see, they're not bringing kicker on the field. They're probably going to try to go for it. And they've got 6'2" quarterback who's an accurate passer, they can get that. That's certainly a passable situation.
Well, not to mention you've got Saquon Dowry, 5'8", 175, a sophomore, over 1,100 yards rushing this year, averaging close to 7 yards per carry. And again, you've got a couple of weapons here, an accurate passer in Kowalczyk and a speedy runner in Dowry. Those are usually pretty good combinations when you're facing 4th and short. You got a couple of ways to knock this one down.
Here. They have some options. And Kowalczyk's a good runner. He's been playing for 3 years. He's a heady player. He knows how to make something out of a bad play. So let's see if they roll him out. Maybe they'll just pound it in there.
From the 7-yard line, 4th and 2. Kowalczyk from shotgun wants to throw. Steps up, goes over the middle, knocked away, incomplete. Was looking for Corpella, the sophomore, and it was knocked away as he was locked in a battle there with the secondary. I believe it was Hohenstein again who knocked that one away.
Well, that was a nice call. They faked that bubble screen out there, and then they threw that little post route, and Hohenstein was all over it, and he's like glue. He's impressed me so far. He's been in position on everything he's had to defend and done a great job.
So the Packers turn away the Mariners here on 4th down. They will get the ball at the 7-yard line with 32 seconds to play in the quarter.
Well, all isn't lost. At least they've gotten field position back, and now they need to play some defense and don't let Cudahy out of here.
Coming around the far side with it. Out short of the 15-yard line. Good 8-yard pickup that time. Matisse able to bring him down. It was Hohenstein again on the carry.
Well, he's everywhere doing everything, and I'm not surprised by that. He's that kind of an athlete, and when you don't have huge numbers on your team, you need to play players both ways in smaller schools, and that's what's happening here tonight for both teams, actually. So now we get a chance to rest up.
1 quarter in the books here at Cudahy Stadium on Lake Drive. A battle for Lake Drive supremacy. Cudahy with the early 7-0 lead over St. Francis as we get set for quarter number 2 after this. My 24 Thursday Night Lights. Oh, it gets no better. Taste of football here tonight. They start them young here in Cudahy. The Packers out to a 7-0 lead. Future Cudahy Packer right there.
About 15, 16 years we'll be watching him.
2nd down and 5 as we start quarter number 2 for Cudahy. They run the draw play, and it struggles back to the line of scrimmage. As we get another look at this one.
It's a play you don't see a lot anymore since the spread offenses and the shotgun formations. A little bit difficult to run that play. But I always thought it was a great play, especially if you had a passing game, because it kept the defense honest.
Hohenstein on the carry, brought down by Trevor Nord. And James Schutz that time able to make the play. So another 3rd down here, 3rd, and we'll call it 5 here for Cudahy.
This is big for St. Francis. They need to prove they can stop them, I think. They haven't, and they're not going to here, it doesn't look like.
And they pitch it out. Coming around is Tice. Tice will pick up the 1st down across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. Good strong run that time by Tice on the pitch. Got up into that 2nd level before Corpella brought him down.
He's a good little runner. He's got nice balance, and he's under control. Has his feet up under him. He can make the cuts that he needs to get the extra yards. They have a nice backfield. Even though Rogers fumbled, he's a senior 5'11", 220-pound fullback. It's a pretty good-sized running back.
Coming out of the slot with it is Colin Eichner, brought down in the backfield for a big loss. Tried to run him out of the slot. A little toss that time. And again, it's Nord who read that play well for the Mariners.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much time to adjust to that, and too much penetration into the backfield is what really caused the problem there. No place to run.
Another Boucher big hit, this time provided by the Mariners. A loss of 5, 2nd and 15 upcoming for Cudahy. So the Mariner defense beginning to stiffen a little bit here. Ramirez will pitch it out. With the reception is Morgan. Morgan all the way across the formation trying to get the far sideline and does. Morgan down the far sideline, 4.68 speed. Will they catch him? Trying to run him down. It's Kowalczyk who finally catches up with him inside the 10-yard line. 4.6840, and you saw it on display there.
Right. Well, the play went to the left, and you could see there was nothing there, so you can see right here, he catches the ball, reverses his field, picks up a few blockers, gets the angle on the defense, except for one guy, Robert Kowalczyk, the quarterback and cornerback, and he has enough of an angle, and he's not exactly slow himself, and is able to run him down.
They mark him out at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Cudahy. Tiante Morgan ran about 112 yards that time.
Right.
Again, Ramirez from shotgun, now under pressure. Wants to throw it back over the middle. That's trouble. That's picked off. Trying to run right, then throw it back over the middle. And Gage Cody with the interception. Another turnover in the red zone by Cudahy.
Well, that's exactly what St. Francis needed to do, and that's a freshman. He does this very well. He runs, keeps the play alive, but throwing on your run like that is a pretty tough situation, and he threw it right into 3 defenders.
Cody, the senior, 5'7", 145. We talked about him at the beginning of the game. One of the smaller players on the field, but I'll tell you what, you can't underestimate the heart of a champion.
Right,
and
you can't.
He has got that going for him, and he gets the interception, and the Mariners get it back out to the 5-yard line where they will take over 1st and 10. 9.5 minutes to go in this first half. Dowry with the carry. Got across the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple before he has stood up and driven back there.
Well, going back to that last play, Ramirez, the quarterback, is the same size as Cody is, so maybe the 2 guys are just working together to make each other look good. I'm not sure.
Austin Rothbauer, a junior reserve lineman that time, 6 foot 225, brought Dowry down. Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8 upcoming. How key was it for Kowalczyk to run Morgan down like that, though, to prevent the touchdown? These small things that come into big play. Dowry again working the left side.
They're having good success coming right straight up the middle.
And he fumbled the football and turned it over as the Cudahy Packers recovered. Lost it on the way down before his knee was down. And the Packers recover. So we get another look.
Yeah, right straight ahead. You got to get that thing tucked away. But somebody gets a hand on it and pulls it out.
And it was out.
And he wasn't down. So
Seth Farah, I believe.
Yeah, Farah got it.
Pulled it out and made the recovery. Back-to-back turnovers. First one committed by the Mariners tonight. Now Cudahy right back to work at the 14-yard line of St. Francis. They lead it 7-0. Getting the edge here on the near side. Howinston gets it inside the 10. Down to about the 8-yard line. Gain of about 6. Trevor Nord again coming up with the play defensively.
Little sweep action here. Hohenstein getting a chance to show his speed, and Matisse was up there to turn it in a little bit.
So a 2nd and 4 from the 8-yard line following the fumble. They'll work it off the near hash mark. Slot man goes in motion to the right. Fumble on the exchange. Picked up by Ramirez, racing to the goal line. Did he get in? No signal yet.
Nope.
Didn't quite make it. He fought second effort trying to stick that ball over the line and came up short. So get another look. Lost it on the exchange, but presence of mind to pick it up. And Nort again preventing the touchdown for St. Francis.
Well, a heady play by Ramirez to just pick it up and head for the goal line. That's what you teach your quarterbacks to do. You know the play, and you know where the hole is. Take the ball and go to it.
First and goal, a handoff. You're not going to get in. Again, the Mariner defense coming up big.
Gave it to Rogers, trying to get it up the gut, but St. Francis got in the gaps, and they were up the field quicker than Cudahy got down the field.
Nort and Bunk
yardage.
both there. Again, you could see they were trying to strip that ball out as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage. Rogers with one fumble already tonight, trying to punch that ball loose.
Well, 220 pounds, you don't want to let him get any momentum, and they certainly didn't, and that made that a successful play for the defense.
Morgan split out here the near side. Tice in the backfield. He'll get the call. Tice driving hard to the goal line. Denied once again.
Good defensive stand here by St. Francis. Have to give him credit.
Corpella, the strong safety, stepping up to fill the gap that time. Another good look here.
Right. Nothing fancy, just good defense. People getting in the gaps and getting penetration, breaking up the flow of the play.
Dowry getting some work on the sideline there. That could be key here for the Mariner offense.
That would be huge.
Well, 3rd and goal from the 2.
See if they put it in the air here. They're spread out.
Ramirez wants to keep it. Nothing doing. Mariners right there as he tried to gain the edge here on the near side. The freshman quarterback denied.
I think Will Brandt was the first one.
Will Brandt was there.
Yeah. That was a team approach, but I think Will Brandt was the first guy to get a hand on somebody. Yep.
Well, he just turned inside. Rogers was going to throw the kick-out block, and he just turned it right inside, right back across the grill of Ramirez.
Yeah, just too many bodies in there for that little 140-pounder to get through there.
Cudahy will take the timeout. 5.5 minutes, just over 5.5 minutes to play here. We will take a break as well. They contemplate a 4th down, leading 7-0. Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's on My 24.
Hey guys, here with Kevin LaHill, your Chevy Boucher down in Racine. Kevin, what's going on at Chevy Boucher in Racine?
Well, much like the excitement we got going on for Thursday Night Lights, it's an exciting time at Boucher Chevy in Racine. $169 a month on the new Chevy Cruze leases. And for those out there who don't know, obviously October's truck month for Chevrolet, giving up $4,500 on any the rebates for the new Chevrolets.
$4,500. Go see him in Racine. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Back to you boys up in the booth.
They will go for the field goal on 4th down. The ball is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Jermaine Birdie, his 4th field goal of the season, makes it a 10-0 lead here for Cudahy.
Well, he's a soccer player who's on loan from the soccer team for football, and very effective. That was a very good kick, and they certainly showed they can kick some long field goals if they need to.
Get another look here.
Good protection as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Mariners won that battle, turning the ball over in the red zone, and they denied the end zone here for Cudahy, forced that field goal, and down just 2 scores, and you got to be happy with that, at least giving up just that field goal.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, and they're going to get the ball back here on the kickoff, obviously. And they've shown spurts of good offense here. They've been able to complete a couple passes, and Dowry has been successful running. I don't see he's not on the field right now. They're still working on his ankle. So that'll be interesting to see who they bring in to replace him, because he's been the whole running game for him all year.
6-play drive covering 14 yards. And the 19-yard field goal by Birdie makes it a 10-0 ball game.
Looks like they have Ruda back there instead of Dowry.
And it will go to Ruda. Ruda will take it. At his own 10, up the near side. Gets a room up across the 30, short of the 35-yard line.
Matisse it was, I'm sorry.
Actually, yeah, Matisse, you're right. So good return.
He had a little bit of lane, but he didn't quite have the burst to get through that gap. Otherwise, he might have had a long run as well.
Credit Wilson Rodriguez with the special team stop there. Well, let's see what the Mariners can do. They were moving the football here. They had that unfortunate fumble, and Dowry not in there yet. He's still being taped up here on the near sideline. They're working on that right ankle, so.
He doesn't seem to be in pain, and he is putting his shoe back on, so hopefully he'll get back for him.
Matisse trying to get the edge left side. Nope. Penalty marker down as well. Loss of 2 on the play. While we sort out this penalty, once again we go downstairs to our good buddy Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, the running back from St. Francis getting retaped, and big smile on his face. He said, no, let the boys know I'll be back. I'm coming back right now. He said I'm ready to go, so expect him back in this set right now.
Against the Mariners.
Good job, Mike, getting on top of that story for us, and a 10-yard penalty here on a holding call. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Yeah, I really can't see who it was. Might have been right there at the end. Throwing that guy on the ground. I'm glad that Dowery's going to be back. I hate to see somebody get hurt, and he certainly is a big part of their offense. They play a one running back system for the most part, and he's the one.
Doug Sarver patrolling the sidelines for 34 seasons for St. Francis in his coaching career, 34 years overall, 22 as a head coach. Rolling out, Kowalczyk coming back for the football. Cody makes a diving catch near the 31-yard line. Nice reception that time by Gage Cody. As Falkowski was there to tap him down.
They've thrown so many passes from one to the other over the last 3 years. It's kind of like backyard football for them. Go down and do this, and I'll hit you if you're open. And Cody's a very good receiver. He goes down and gets the ball. If it's not a perfect throw, he knows what to do to catch it. A lot of the high school kids, they'll catch it if you throw it right to them.
He's got single coverage on the far side, the left side. That's where they're looking. Kowalczyk comes back to him, makes the catch, breaks a tackle, and he'll get the first down across the 45-yard line. Gage Cody with the reception and the first down, getting away from that Hohenstein, the defender there, who was right up on him.
Well, Coach Sarver said that one of their problems they've had this year is people have double covered Gage Cody and kind of taking them out of their passing game. Tonight, as you said, he's getting single coverage, and he's pretty shifty in the open field. And Hohenstein's a very good defender.
Lined up here on the near side as a wide out as Kowalczyk rolls right. Under pressure. Now wants to throw it. Comes back sideline. Cody going up. Trying to climb the ladder. Could not come up with it.
Well, that showed you 3 years of experience there for Kowalczyk. He handled that play very well. Rolled out to the right. Probably could have run if he'd have wanted to. Because Gage Cody was very well covered there.
Let's get another look here. Tough throw, though, when you're rolling right, throwing right.
I guess he couldn't have run because Morgan was out in the flat there looking him in the eye.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line. Down 10-0 following that 19-yard Berthe field goal. Play action, wants to spin it out here to the near side. Catch is made across midfield. Ball was down. It came out. You could see clearly that the receiver made the reception. Hohenstein brought him down. Ruda there with a nice catch.
That's a nice little play there. Getting a good hard play action to the left, roll out to the right, dump it in the flat to the fullback. It's tough to cover.
His knee was down before that ball came out. You saw it there in the replay. That left knee hit the turf before the ball came out.
Here's a key down now. They're not in 4-down territory here. They need 3rd and 2.
They mark him short, about 2 yards shy. Dowery back in the lineup, gets the first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gain of 6 and a first down.
Little pit stop for new tires, and he seems to be ready to roll again. He had a nice burst on that and got up in there and first down easily.
Falkowski there again to make the stop, but Dowery his first carry since getting that right ankle taped, showing no ill effects there. Mariners keep it moving. 1st and 10 at the 39. And this time it's the fullback gets the call. It's Cody. And we got penalty markers all over the place as Cody takes it inside the 20-yard line.
Well, they lined up in that power I formation, run a little counter play to him.
Tice brought him down, but did he grab the grill?
I think somebody did along downfield. I didn't.
Yep, personal foul, face mask call, 15 more.
So they get half the distance.
So move it deep into Cudahy territory, and the Mariners responding here late in this first half. Well, it was a nice play there. Everybody fell for the fake to Dowry, and it was Cody coming up right up the gut that time.
Yeah, they were all over the fake, and it fooled me for a second until I saw him in the secondary. So, great call.
Some advantages to being 5'7". Nobody saw him.
There is a lot of truth in that. When you're playing with big kids in front of you, it's sometimes hard to find that ball carrier and the ball.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 9. Dowry trying to bounce it outside, brought down, may have lost a yard.
Cudahy moves a little bit too well to bounce out on that play.
Colin Eichner, the senior, very good run supporter back there at that free safety spot, showing his ability there.
You can see that Dowry has a lot of natural instincts. He approaches the line of scrimmage, a little jump stop, and then bounce it to the outside. That's what you like to see a running back do if there's nothing there. But Cudahy pursues too well, and we're not going to let that happen.
Lost a yard. The ball back to the 10-yard line, 2nd and goal. And now the Mariners want to take their second timeout. There was some confusion on the play that was called in the huddle. So the Mariners take their second timeout of the half. While they do that, once again back downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, Jim Hyden, superintendent, Cudahy Schools. He's a Whitewater boy. He loves the color purple, I'll tell you that. How long you been the superintendent?
This is my 7th year as superintendent here in the school district.
Yeah, the best thing about your job is what?
Best thing about my job are the kids and the staff. I get to spend a lot of time running around, talking to people, and solving problems and issues, and it's a great place to be.
It's a great place to be. He's got son or daughter graduating soon.
I have a son that's going to graduate by end of December. I can't wait.
End of December, stop those payments to UWM. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much, and thanks for being here.
You bet. Back to you boys.
Whitewater, Division III power through the years.
You got that right.
My goodness, I think it's been
That's a story that's between them and Mount Vernon. Is that what Mount Union?
Mount Union, yeah.
Mount Union, that is a real double dynasty, I guess is the best way I can describe it. And I think they're on track to see each other again this year if everything goes the way they want it to.
Now a timeout by the Mariners, setting up a 2nd and goal from the 10. Minute 45 remaining in the half, trying to gain some momentum here and take that into the locker room here at the half.
Well, they've got enough time to get in there, in the end zone here. They just got to get some good calls.
Give it to Cody. He's spilled down inside the 10 near the 8-yard line. Pickup of about 2.
That's that little counter play he just had the long gain on, and didn't fool him as much that time.
Our Thursday Night Lights Real Fan Cam presented to you every week by Wendy's. Wendy's, you know when it's real. Much better night for Frosty tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he could have been in orbit last week, or she. I'm not sure. Is it Frosty a he or a she? I don't know.
All I know is we almost lost the milkshake.
Right, yeah.
Right down Oklahoma. Kowalczyk rolling right, looking for Gage, and it's overthrown, incomplete.
Threw that a little bit late, I think. If he'd have thrown it a little bit more on the break, but he was a little off balance and had his weight back, and the ball took off on him. And Cody's only 5'7", so you need to get it down in there.
Would have been a tough play. Ran out of real estate right on the boundary line there in that back corner of the end zone.
He was more open right on the break, and that's why I said he was a little bit late.
Well, they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, I think their chances of scoring are better here than they are probably kicking from.
Dowry is the tailback. They'll roll Kowalczyk again. Being chased out of the pocket, dumps it off, catches made, dives in the end zone, touchdown Ruda. Able to get that one in, Nick Ruda on a nice reception.
And now nice job by Kowalczyk. He was getting pressure here. Gets out and throws a dart right into Ruda, and he was able to fall into the end zone. But we got a flag down.
Motion penalty, take the points off the board. Morgan with the tackle, and another costly penalty here by St. Francis.
Evidently, by Coach Sarver's reaction there, that maybe Kowalczyk didn't let everybody get set.
So take 6 off the boards, a 5-yard penalty to boot. Now you've got a tougher decision here. 4th and goal, out near your 13-yard line.
Well, I think this what they did last time, where you roll out and give the quarterback an option, at least put some pressure on the defense, get him out where he can see a little bit. They got trips out here on the right side to the wide side.
Kowalczyk rolling right. Going to fire it.
Oh, he had
through
it
the hands of Ruda. He was there, and it goes incomplete, and a scoring chance by the wayside. The penalty costly here to the Mariners. As we get another look here on the rollout by Kowalczyk.
I think he needs to get his shoulders a little bit more squared up to the line of scrimmage. The ball is drifting on him to the outside. He needs to square up a little bit more. But he certainly was there.
That's 6 penalties now on St. Francis here in the half, and that one hurt because it took 6 points off the board.
Yeah, it sure did. They, at 10-zip, if it, of course, stays the same going into the halftime, I think St. Francis has got a little bit to build on. They have moved the ball down the field twice and they haven't scored. If they can cut out the penalties and complete the drives, they're in the game.
Now Rodriguez on the keep, coming around near side with some blockers. Rodriguez across the 25, still on his feet to the 34-yard line. 23-yard pickup. Wilbrandt finally brought him down, but guess what?
Oh, wow.
Who would have thought? This one's going to go against the Packers, though. It's going to be illegal use of the hands against the Packers as we get another look here. Just a simple sprint out by the quarterback, Rodriguez.
I didn't see it. Back there, I guess, looks like maybe they called it on Morgan. Well, I don't know if St. Francis, first down over again. I was going to say use their timeouts and maybe make them punt.
42 seconds and counting remaining here. They're only down to 1 timeout.
Yeah.
This will actually be one of those rare 1st and 8 plays because it's a spot foul.
Right.
And coming up near side. Out of bounds, tackled out of bounds. No flag on that play. That was Colin Eichner on the carry. Kowalczyk brought him down.
Just a little lead play. Fullback and other back lead blocking. Gets the corner and gets a good yardage.
Dylan Tice, the fullback that time, providing a little bit of escort for Eichner.
Well, they've got a little room now. They got the tall, fast receiver. You might want to throw a prayer down there and see if it gets answered.
Well, 1st and 10 Packers. Clock stop, 22 seconds to go. Pumps once. Rodriguez airing it out. Looking for Howenstein. Makes the catch. Howenstein off to the races. He'll get it in for 6.
Wow.
Howenstein with the reception. 65 yards for the touchdown.
Well, I tell you, Ramirez, for a freshman, has got a pretty darn good arm. And he just threw that ball as far as he could. Howenstein was down there. Of course, we know what kind of speed he's got. It was not very well defended by St. Francis, and Howenstein took it in for a touchdown. That really hurts there. Go from on your own 5-yard trying to score, 5-yard line trying to score, and give up a score in the last 30 seconds.
How big was that penalty on St. Francis earlier now, huh?
Well, they can look in the mirror. We're the problem,
Jermaine Birdie with the extra point attempt. And the kick is good. 17-0 Cudahy late here in this first half. CW18 has a new comedy to talk about, starting with Excused, a hot new dating show where love and comedy collide weekdays at 4 and 4:30. Then at 5:30 and 9:30, Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin star in the Emmy Award-winning 30 Rock. There's new comedy to talk about 5 nights a week on Milwaukee's CW18. Cudahy out in front now, 17-0. First-year coach Ryan Surfort, first-year head coach.
Right.
Got to enjoy what's taken place here. They've taken advantage of some mistakes by the Mariners, and that last penalty that took 6 off the board really stings the Mariners here late.
What I like about Cudahy, they've got a freshman quarterback. They're playing like he's a senior. They're not trying to play it safe. As I mentioned, I think maybe take a long shot and see if you get lucky, and they did that. He's got good athletes to throw the ball to. Why not give it a shot? What do you have to lose?
65 yards, the longest play from scrimmage this year for Cudahy. And this will be a line drive kick that'll be picked up by one of the upbacks, spinning out of the tackle. He's got Trevor Sinclair, I believe. Jordan Fryer, you're right. Got the number all scrunched up under the shoulder pads. Brought down by Hemphill. Isaiah Hemphill on special teams for Cudahy. And 2 seconds to go here in the half. And
well, I think you do the same thing.
Look downfield, absolutely.
Just throw a long one and see what happens.
And knowing the relationship between Kowalczyk and Cody, just draw something up here and see what happens.
Not a formation for that, but...
no penalty marker down. Well, how appropriate to end the half here, huh?
Yeah. I think Cudahy has 12 guys in the field. Yep.
Yep. 12 on the field.
Well, it can't end on a penalty on the defense, so they're going to get another play.
An untimed down here.
Take it and heave it down there and see if you can get lucky. You got a wide receiver that's got 110 catches and
still going to take the knee to end the half. Not even going to bother. Yep. It'll be a 17-point lead here for the Cudahy Packers. There's 8 penalties in this half on St. Francis, and they have really shot themselves in the foot, taking a touchdown off the board that would have been a 10-6 ball game at that point. And to lose that on the penalty on 4th down, they've really got some soul searching to do here. But again, as you say, Coach, you got to look in the mirror here, hitch up the pants, and say, you know what, we just got to go. Yep, right. We've met the enemy, and it's us.
You got that right.
We'll step out, take a break. Halftime here at Cudahy. The Packers out in front of the Mariners, 17-0. Our Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's on My 24. Well, it's time now to present our very special Student Athletes of the Week, the Boucher Automotive Group, proud to bring you tonight's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Kevin Lemelier, the sales manager at Frank Boucher Chevy in Racine, is presented our Scholar Athlete of the Week award to Hannah Retkowski from St. Francis High School. Hannah has a 3.635 GPA and participates in volleyball and track. As a captain in volleyball, she has been recognized as a top 10 player in the state, as well as a first-team all-conference and second-team all-region. She volunteers her time tutoring peers at the Christmas is for Kids program and helps youth volleyball and the Girl Scouts. And Kevin Lahilier also presented our Scholar Athlete Award to Alexandra Koyhis from Cudahy High School. Alexandria has a 4.026 GPA, ranking 6th in her class, and participates in volleyball, basketball, and soccer. She receives high honors and is a member of the National Honor Society. Alexandria was selected volleyball and basketball captain and is a member of the marching band Color Guard, concert band, and Key Club. She is active volunteering with local senior center and elementary age students. Tonight's Scholar Athletes will be in the running to receive a $5,000 scholarship courtesy of the Boucher Automotive Group. One of our weekly Scholar Athletes will be chosen to receive that award at the end of the season. 17-0, Packers on top of St. Francis. Let's head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, principal at Cudahy, Chris Hager. He's been here about 7 years, doing a nice job here. What a great showing, a great facility you have here.
Yeah, it is really nice. The community really does a good job in supporting the things that we do here with the kids at the school. and our maintenance staff and custodial staff do a great job of keeping everything up, and it is a nice showcase for our community and our school district.
Yeah, we really appreciate you having us. Tell us a little bit about the year. You guys are through about your first quarter or so, getting there. Good year for you so far?
Absolutely it is. We're off to a great start. We're excited about a lot of things that we're starting this year, and we're looking forward to the next 8 months, and hopefully they'll be just as good as the first one has been.
Not a lot of parents coming and yelling at you for anything this year?
Not yet, but we haven't gotten to the winter months, but no, the community support again here is fabulous. We have a great relationship with our parents, and there's very little, if any of that, but it's good.
You know what? Chris Hager does a great job as a principal here at Cudahy. Hey, let's get back up to the booth with John Weiser.
Mike, thank you very much. 17-0. Cudahy Packers on top of St. Francis. We're in for a treat here at halftime as we'll get a chance to view the Cudahy High School Marching Band under the directorship of Scott Plank. This evening's theme represents the intrigue of international espionage, borrowing elements from classic and contemporary spy and action films. As the story takes place tonight through musical and visual representations of the jailbreak, the plan, the break-in, the safe crack, the escape, and the end credits. It's called The Heist here this evening. And again, the Cudahy Marching Band, one of the state-renowned bands here, winning numerous state titles through the years, and an outstanding field unit here. And they've got a big plan coming up, big event coming up here. The 23rd Annual Marching Invitational. It's coming up this Saturday night here in Cudahy at 6 o'clock. And will feature 13 of Southeast Wisconsin's finest marching ensembles. Now, tickets are still available, $6 for adults, $3 for students. And again, that's this coming Saturday night when the Cudahy Marching Band hosts their own 23rd Annual Marching Band Invitational right here at Cudahy Stadium. That should be exciting. And let's see if we can get them going here. It seems to be a little bit of a delay here in getting them set up for their routine here tonight, but boy, it's always a treat. We come and do football games, but to be able to share the student athletes and some of the other events that go on with these football games, it's always a pleasure to share this with our viewing audience.
Well, it's good to see so many kids involved, and you can see the equipment that they have here for this show, that they take it very seriously. And if you drive by their school, on the wall outside their building, it has lists all the state championships they've won with their band, and they're proud of it, and rightfully so.
A couple of big plays early on in this ball game for Cudahy, and they've jumped out to a 17-0 lead over St. Francis here at the half in Cudahy, a key Woodland Conference Blue Division matchup here tonight. And as we get a look at some of the highlights of our ball game thus far, and get a look at some of the plays made by the Cudahy ground attack.
Well, that's a good defense from St. Francis there. That's early in the game. He had a few breakdowns later. This is Dylan Tice, number 24. Nice run by him.
Dowry, who had a good ball game early on, but then had that ankle injury, got that thing taped up.
Right. But he showed you what he's capable of doing. He's got a nice burst, and he's got some power. Here's a quick screen out to Gage Cody, the favorite receiver. It's a nice gain. Little toss to, this is Matisse, who stepped in for Dowry while he was injured. This is the freshman quarterback, Angel Ramirez from Cudahy. Nice run. Steps out of a couple tackles, gets a good gain. That's a little serious coaching going on right there. Ramirez again rolling out to his left, stops and throws a long bomb to Jeff Howenstein. Makes a nice catch out of bounds for a long gain. A little lead option from Ramirez to, I think that's Howenstein, looked like.
And here's the big play of the half.
Big play at the half right here. Throws a long pass with a few seconds left. Howenstein makes a catch. St. Francis fails to knock it down, and that gets him up 17-0. Here's a long run by Saquon Dowry. He was the main man for St. Francis in the first half.
Let's get a look at the numbers.
Yeah. 7 first downs to 12, which isn't too. I'm a little surprised that St. Francis had that many. 123, 118 even on the yards, but the two long passes have really killed St. Francis. You can see there 215 to 40 in yardage there. And that's a 17-point difference there. Besides the turnovers and the penalties that aren't reflected on that screen right there. St. Francis, I believe, has had at least 8 penalties, and some of them have been very inopportune, cost them a couple scores, taking points off the board. If they can get that corrected, I think the second half and get themselves back in the game, we'll have an interesting game going on. We do now, but it'll even be more interesting.
It's interesting. It's just a handful of mistakes. The penalties that have come, especially the one on 4th down that took the points off the board. But 2 big plays, and it's a different story here. If they stop those 2 plays by Cudahy, it's a lot closer, and St. Francis feeling a little bit better about themselves.
Yeah, the more you coach, the more you find out that there is a fine line between winning and losing, and oftentimes you have control of that line, and whether it's penalties or drop passes or missed tackles, those are the things that can do it. Here's the leaderboard. Dowry, 12 carries, 84 yards. Cody's got 3 carries for 38 yards, got a couple receptions. Howenstein, 2 catches for 102 yards. And a TD, that's a killer. And on defense, Farah has a fumble recovery for Cudahy.
Our leaderboard tonight brought to you by Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, Christian leadership. It's a 17-0 Cudahy lead over St. Francis tonight in Cudahy. We'll step out. Thursday Night Lights, presented by Wendy's on My 24. 17-0 Cudahy on top of St. Francis tonight on our Thursday Night Lights broadcast presented by Wendy's. And boy, if you love high school football, this is a great time of year. We got a couple of big games tomorrow night that's really going to decide, I think, some first-round seeding and some conference titles.
Well, you're right. And the weather's great for this weekend. They're very fortunate. But Waukesha West, the defending state champion, plays at Arrowhead tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and that's the winner of that will undoubtedly win the Classic 8 conference. And we tried really hard to get that game on Thursday night. We couldn't get it worked out. But if you love high school football, that's one game you can go to. And down in Muskego, not too far away, Kenosha Bradford plays Muskego. They're both undefeated, and the winner of that game most likely will win the Southeast Conference. And all 4 of them are top ranked and probably in the top 6 rankings in around the state, and they're all in the top 5 in the area. That's for sure. And it's good high school football, and for $4, I don't know where you can spend $4 and get a better deal than going to a good high school football game.
I'll tell you what, the word around southeast Wisconsin, Jed Kennedy very concerned about his team going into Muskego. They've been banged up over the last couple of weeks, and he's very concerned about that ball game, very concerned about the health of his team going into the playoffs.
Well, Muskego's really a veteran team. They've got a lot of kids that played last year, and they were very good towards the end of the season, won at least one game in the playoffs. But they've been rolling pretty hard and fast this year, and Coach Krause's got them going. And so we got a new head coach at Arrowhead this year, Greg Molling, I believe is his name, and he has a totally different philosophy than Tom Taraska, who was there for many years and is actually on the staff coaching linebackers. So it's a wide open spread offense against the pounded defense and offense of Waukesha West. So I think it's really going to be some good football, and hopefully people can get out. And if not those, go to your local games. There are a lot of other good local games around as well.
Playoff atmosphere around the state of Wisconsin in week number 8 of the high school football season. 17-0 Cudahy on top of St. Francis. We'll be back for the start of the second half right after this. Well, we want to take this opportunity to thank the great folks at Milwaukee High Lift for helping bring these great pictures to you tonight. They have provided the scissor lift for our cameras again tonight. So for any aerial platform need, rental, sales, or service, call the great folks at Milwaukee High Lift or visit them online at MilwaukeeHighLift.com. And going into the second half, Coach, for the Mariners, this is going to be a tough half here because Dowry, their running back, it looks like he is through for the evening.
Well, there you see a shot of him right there. He just took his shoulder pads off, and evidently that ankle has got a little bit worse as he returned to finish the first half, and that's really unfortunate because they are pretty much a one running back team, and he has been the running back. They're going to have to call on their other resources. And it's not like the cupboard is empty. They do have some good receivers. They have a very capable quarterback. and somebody else will have to step up and carry the ball for him.
So Saquon Dowry, the sophomore, out for the second half for the Mariners. Cudahy will get the football to start our second half. They will go from right to left on the screen here in this third quarter, and this will be a line drive kick here to the near sideline. Taken by the short man up the near side across the 35, dances his way forward out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Jordan Fry brought him down.
That was a nice return because he was pinned in on the sideline, and somehow he got St. Francis had two defenders down there, and somehow he got past those two guys and got up the sideline. I think Coach Sarvers was talking about that same thing. How did he do that?
Yeah, you get a good look at Eichner there and getting set up. Ready to go here to start this second half. From the 42-yard line is where they will spot the football. Ramirez, the freshman quarterback, in under center. And they'll toss it back. Coming around the near side, Dylan Tice, the senior. Gets about 8, just short of midfield. Nick Ruda, inside linebacker there to make the stop for St. Francis.
Well, Tice had carried the ball about 60 times coming into this game, but he'd only been averaging about 2 yards a carry. But he has really run the ball very well tonight. And I think been a nice compliment to Hohenstein and Rogers, the other two backs.
Officially a 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. And Morgan lined up single coverage here on the near side. And finally toss it back. Tice again gets the call and gets across the line of scrimmage right to midfield for a couple. Jake Bunk up front that time, able to bring him down.
Well, the timing on that play wasn't very, very good. Ramirez seemed to double clutch the toss, not realizing who he's supposed to give it to. But that'll happen when you have a freshman quarterback.
Third and a long one here for Cudahy. They need to get it just across the 49 of St. Francis. The ball resting right at midfield. Power I formation, and the give is to Hollenstein, and he gets the first down. Gain of about 3 on the play, and a first down for Cudahy to start this second half. Once again, Bunk, the defensive lineman, there to make the play.
Well, there you saw a little bit of shifting that Cudahy is known for over the years. They've had several outstanding coaches here, Jerry Bowl way back, and then Kerry Vinay, Jeff Kavanaugh. They all had a system where they used unbalanced lines and shifting linemen and shifting backs. And I know that Coach Surfort has embraced a little bit of that, and it's the first time I think we've seen that tonight.
Morgan lined up in a slot here to the near side. They fake to Morgan, and they hand it off. Rogers, the fullback, and he is going nowhere.
Yeah, a little pump fake, and then a give to the fullback, and St. Francis was not fooled by that. They had 3 guys in the backfield waiting for the ball.
Get another look
You'll
here.
You'll see that right here, and there they are.
Nord was right there to make the play. Nice job by Nord tonight coming in relief, and he's made a name for himself defensively. While we have a moment, Paisano's Restaurant provided staff and crew delicious food before tonight's telecast. They're at 113 North Chicago Avenue in South Milwaukee, just off of College. Paisano's open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As Rodriguez flushed out and the pass dropped. Garrett Falkowski, the intended receiver, had it in his hands and dropped it.
Well, that's big because St. Francis needs to get a stop here and not lose too much field position because they got a lot of work to do here in the second half, and they need to get at it right away. This is a pass that should have been caught. Looks like he took his eye off it a little bit, looking to see where he was going to run. And Falkowski had 7 catches coming into the game tonight.
I want to remind our viewers, Paisanos in South Milwaukee provided our food tonight, and they're also at Moby Deals. Go to mobydeals.com to get your money-saving coupons today. We thank them for providing the staff and crew here with an outstanding meal before the game, and there's an outstanding catch for the first down into Mariner territory. Wow, what a play. Well, it went right back. I believe Falkowski came right back to him.
Well, that's good. He just lobbed it down there. Nope. That is not Falkowski.
No, that was Eichner, Colin Eichner.
Colin Eichner. That was a very nice catch, a diving catch for the first down, field position. And that's kind of the story of St. Francis. They haven't been able to make that big play, offensively or defensively.
Trap play that goes to Hohenstein, and he is off to the races. Touchdown, Cudahy. Hohenstein going around the right side, got past Corpella for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a tackle that should have been made. And ran right through Corpella's arms. Had him there. It really didn't have his heart in that tackle, I don't think.
Hohenstein able to pound it in from 32. And we'll try the extra point here. Berta, soccer player. Good snap, ball down, kick on the way, pulled it wide left. 23-0 it remains here, early third quarter. And when that sideline below us here getting awfully quiet with St. Francis. They've got, they're out without their starting tailback now as you get a look at the Cudahy sideline. And their first-year head coach, Ryan Surfort, I should say, looking to win out to get playoff eligible. And for the Mariners, it's been a long year.
Well, I'm impressed by Cudahy. They play hard. They've got imaginative ideas in what they do, and they can develop their younger players and build a base. They're starting 2 freshmen, a linebacker, the Ramirez cousins. Angel is the quarterback, and Ty Ramirez is the starting linebacker as a freshman. And they have another good freshman class, so they got a little bit of base to build on.
Mike McGivern, what do you got?
Hey guys, Mike Lewandowski, assistant principal AD, best dressed AD I've ever seen at St. Francis. Hey Mike, you're new to St. Francis. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your feeling at St. Francis and athletics. Getting certainly football program, got to get it going a little bit. Basketball got some changes as well.
Yeah, Lance Marifke is our new varsity basketball coach, so we're going to be making some big program changes. We're going to be doing some things in the middle school, going all the way down to 3rd grade, getting a program built up inside the grade school, the middle school, and also with football, we're really pushing for the kids to start to have a sense of winning and a sense of understanding what it means to be winners.
That's a great hire. I'm a big fan of Lance, so well done. Again, best dressed AD that I've had on the sidelines. Back to you guys up in the booth.
It doesn't hurt to score points with the bosses wearing the school colors on the tie either.
No problem, man. I like his enthusiasm and I like his ideas. Hope they can do what they want to do.
Well, let's see what the Mariners can do here as Kowalczyk will turn and give as Matisse with the run, and not much there.
Well, they're going to have to mix it up, I think, and they're going to have to do a little throwing on normal running downs.
Deontay Morgan brought him down as we get another look.
Yeah, he got hit in the backfield, threw off the timing a little bit. Got 3 yards, so it's...
Got a couple, so 2nd and 8. Ball at the 32 of the Mariners from shotgun Kowalczyk. Gage, Cody with the catch. Hohenstein with the tackle almost immediately. A short gain. He'll be short of the first down, bringing up 3rd and about 4 here for St. Francis.
Well, you can see they have good timing here. It's a tough throw. He's well covered. Hohenstein he's like glue, and they were able to get that throw in there. And for the most part, if Gage Cody can touch it, he can catch it.
Well, we want to remind you that Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find our complete game schedule, watch archive videos of our games, and even post your own photos. That's my24milwaukee.com.
I think it's probably worth noting again, in case people didn't see our opening talks and interviews about the players, that the St. Francis players are wearing pink socks to honor breast cancer and Robert Kowalczyk's mother, who passed away last year during the season as a result of a fight with breast cancer.
Matisse tripped up in the backfield again, short of the first down. I believe Randy Meyer, defensive end on that near side right
Randy
there.
Was blocker, and that stuffed the play along with Meyer.
So Kowalczyk, who also doubles up as the punter. Left foot punter, that's always difficult when you're back there receiving. Different spin on that ball.
Also, when you have a quarterback that's a punter, you have some other options back there, too. I don't know if they have a fake or two, but I see they possibly would. I don't know if they'll do it right now.
Morgan standing, ready to receive this
That's a
punt.
nice kick.
That is a beautiful punt. Inside the 20, Morgan will pick it up. He'll try and do something with it out across the 20. Has a wall out there trying to get the edge. Penalty marker down. Down the far sideline is Morgan. Gets it across midfield to the Mariner 46-yard line, but again, a penalty flag near midfield. Actually at the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a case of the punter outkicked his coverage, and the return man was able to let it hit the ground and roll around and pick it up. But the penalty is going to nullify that return right there. There you can see him decide to pick it up. There's I guess that wasn't it. Maybe right there. Yeah, it looks like.
Jordan Fryer got credited with the tackle, but it'll come back for the illegal block. And march Cudahy back a little bit deeper here to start their second possession of the second half, up 23-0. 32-yard touchdown run that time on the previous by Hohenstein at his second touchdown of the ball game.
He also had a chance to see Tiante Morgan's athletic ability. He does have a lot of athletic ability into the first half, and here he's been showing it off.
Tice gets the call, tries to work it up the middle, out across the 20, out to about the 23-yard line where he was met and dropped there. Hayden Drews, the junior, up front along with Bunk at first line of defense there on that defensive line for the Mariners. Well, it's crime time in prime time on My 24. Don't miss Stabler and Benson on Law and Order SVU. Monday nights at 7. And then on Tuesday, there are cases that couldn't be solved until now. So watch Cold Case Tuesday at 7 on My 24. 2nd and 7, swing pass near side Morgan. He's got it, first down and more. Out across the 35 and out of bounds near the 37-yard line is Morgan. Kowalczyk finally brought him down there.
Well, you can see here, Ramirez can barely see over the line, it looks like. He's such a short guy. But he knows he has great confidence in his receiver, and he just heaved it out there. And, of course, Morgan, certainly 6'3", is a big target. He knows what to do with it once he catches it also.
Gain of 14 and a first down for Cudahy, a First Bank first down. Again, thanks to First Bank Financial Center, our first down sponsor this season. First Bank Financial Center, discover the community bank difference. Not much there at all. Maybe a couple of yards, a broken play, and Hohenstein able to get a couple. Ruda there to make the tackle.
It's a little counter play back to the inside, fake to the fullback, handoff on that inside, but
timing not quite
right.
There.
Ruda wasn't fooled. He was right there for it as well.
Again, this battle for Lake Drive supremacy tonight.
Right.
St. Francis and Cudahy. Beautiful south shore here of the viewing area. Ramirez wants to run. Tries to cut it up at the hash mark. Finds some room. Gets the first down. Still on his feet to midfield. Ramirez with a good, strong run. Gain of 10 and a first down for Ramirez, the freshman quarterback, as we get another look.
Well, he's got a lot of moxie, I'll tell you. He rolls out to the right. Play is stuffed up. He keeps his composure, cuts it back inside. Gets about 5, enough for a first down, about 10 yards, I guess, on that. Got enough for a first down.
Trevor Nord again there to make the play for St. Francis, but when you're 5'7" and you try and outrun some linemen and linebackers up there, it's...
Well, you can see he's fearless, for one thing, and he has a lot of confidence in his teammates.
Tice in motion, the handoff to Rogers, the fullback. He will take it across the 45, the mark it right at the 45. Jake Bunk there on the stop.
Well, one thing Cudahy is able to do now is they're running the clock here, using up the time, when they certainly have enough points probably to win the game. So when you get the ball back, get the first downs, keep the clock running, add some points if you can.
Again, if you're just joining us, it was a 10-0 ball game, and the Mariners appeared to have scored a touchdown late in that second quarter, only to have it taken off the board. And Allowed Cudahy to march in and score just before the half. Open up a 3-score lead. Ramirez wants to air it out, looking for Morgan. Defender fell down. Morgan makes the catch. Kowalczyk, who's going to guard him all night long in single coverage, lost his footing, and that allowed Morgan to make the reception.
Well, you can see Kowalczyk trying to catch up with the receiver on the deep route. Kind of spun his wheels on the grass and ultimately lost his footing, and Morgan was able to come back and make a nice catch on that. Ramirez just threw it down the field as far as he could. 6'3" receiver who jumps well, and you're going to have some good results.
27-yard pickup there on the pass play. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 18. Hallenstein gets the call. Right side with room. Looking for touchdown number 3. Won't get it there. Inside the 5, down at the 3. 15-yard run.
Well, that's just a little toss sweep. Hallenstein's got good speed. He's a shifty runner. Uses his blockers well. Cut back. Got a couple extra yards by keeping the play alive.
1st and goal, Packers at the 2-yard line. We approach 3 minutes and change remaining here in this 3rd quarter. A little bit of a wishbone look here. Tice gets the call. Tice to the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, that was a little too easy. Once they got down inside the 30-yard line, it got a little too easy, and now this game is out of control, I'd say.
Hayden Drew's the last man to get there. 3rd touchdown of the year for Tice. Again, doesn't get the call that much.
Right, he's been very effective tonight, though. I like him as a running back. He's gives him a lot of versatility. He's also a good receiver.
And Verde with the extra point attempt. It's good. 3:15 remaining 3rd quarter. It's now a 30-0 lead. Cudahy on top of St. Francis. We will step out. Thursday Night Lights in Cudahy, presented by Wendy's. With Dick Basham, Mike McGivern, John Weiser with you, and Cudahy tonight. It's been all Packers tonight. Shutting out the Mariners.
The Cudahy Packers.
The Cudahy Packers. Yeah, they've got the purple and gold thing going here tonight. That's Viking color.
Yeah. They don't have the purple helmet, so that's good.
No, that's good. That's a good thing. Verde to kick this one away. Gage Cody bobbled it, picks it up, and down he goes. 22-yard line.
That's a nice, effective kick. He kicked it all the way across the field, kicked it high, and really gave the coverage team a chance to get down there and swarm to the ball, and they got no return.
8 plays, 81-yard drive, in just under 3.5 minutes for Cudahy. Tice with the touchdown, his 3rd of the year. Look at our faithful on hand here tonight. This time they have Gage Cody in the backfield. No, check that. That was Nick Ruda. 2 on the carry. 2 and 5 both in the game here. And that was Ruda back there, who was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Ty Ramirez, another freshman for Cudahy at the inside linebacker spot.
Well, St. Francis is not getting the push in the line that they were getting in the first half when Dowry was the running back. That's part of the difference here. Of course, with a 30-point lead, why Cudahy can pin their ears back and just get the penetration and not worry too much about technique.
Kowalczyk from shotgun, under pressure, and out of bounds. Tried to flip it away to try and get rid of it, but he was already out of bounds when he got rid of the football. Eichner was there. So we get another look. Not much to do there.
And I'm surprised there's it's happened a couple times in the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've had games that the quarterbacks are throwing the ball away like they think it's a college or a pro situation. In high school, you can't do that. You have to be throwing to a receiver, and if you don't have a receiver, it's intentional grounding. I think sometimes coaches need to make sure that their players don't.
It's a loss back to the 16-yard line. Kowalczyk airing it out near sideline. Ball tipped away, incomplete. Tice knocked that one away.
Yeah.
Looking for Corpella. And Dylan Tice, who doubles up as a corner, that time able to knock it away.
Yeah, he defended that very well. He was in good position. Corpella's taller than he is. Good long throw, but the jump ball, and he was able to get his hand in there and bat it away.
So quickly 4th down upon the Mariners here, and they will punt it away once again. Kowalczyk set to punt this one to Morgan, who's standing at midfield. Gets this one away.
Another good kick.
A beautiful kick here to the near sideline to keep it away from Morgan, and it goes out of bounds at the Packer 40-yard line. Late here in this third quarter. Again, a reminder, you can check out the Wendy's Varsity Blitz High School Football Coaches Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Mike McGivern and Joe Cook. We're talking this week with Dave Keel, the head coach of Homestead. Homestead leading Whitefish Bay 28-7 last we heard tonight. And they will be our featured game next week, our Thursday Night Light game against Germantown.
Right.
So Saturday morning at 10, it's Sports Radio 1250 WSSP Wendy's Varsity Blitz High School Football Coaches Show.
I think we'll be going in that game. Homestead will not have lost a game for almost 10 straight years in their conference.
Germantown and Homestead. We had them last year. It was a dandy right down to the wire there.
Last play of the game.
Mariner defense able to step up here as they stop the Packers for no gain. Again, Trevor Nord. Tell you what, he's played a nice ball game tonight for the Mariners. Watch it right there. You saw him circle right in. Got right to the football.
St. Francis they need a turnover. They need to make something happen just to get some field position and have something to play for. Right now they're just trying to survive, and they need to move it to a different level here.
Well, again, that 4th and goal from the 11-yard line where they thought they had got the touchdown but were called for the illegal motion penalty that took the points off the board. Really took some starch out. It's Tice now trying the right side. Tice with some room. Out across midfield. Tice still on his feet down the far sideline. Burst of speed as he got across midfield before Kowalczyk finally corralled him. But a strong run by Dylan Tice, the senior, 5'8", 160.
Well, you'll see he had a convoy. There's about 5 blockers out in front of him. Gets down that sideline, and they couldn't quite catch up with Kowalczyk, and he was able to make the play. But they had the edge on that play way too easily and too fast.
Tice coming into this game just 129 yards rushing, but he's got picked up his 3rd touchdown of the year tonight, and almost at his season total here tonight.
I think he's doubled his output, yeah.
Rogers, the fullback, carries the load left side, inside the 25, down to the 24, a gain of 4 as we go under a minute remaining here in this third quarter.
This is just a straight ahead give to the fullback, nothing too fancy there.
Jake Bunk, the senior, able to wrestle him down. And you can just see the demeanor on that Mariner.
Yeah.
Hands on hips in that defensive
body language
huddle.
says a lot.
This is Ramirez with a convoy. Ramirez inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line where he is wrestled there.
Well, that was basically student body left. They had 2 backs lined up behind the left guard and the left tackle as blocking backs. You'll see him coming right there. Just a little toss, or not a toss, a keep. And at 5'7", 140 pounds, he drives it in there.
Charles Ramos was finally able to bring him down, and the Packers will sit on this one here as the time running down here in this third quarter. They have dominated here. They've gotten the big plays.
Yep.
And they've taken advantage of the penalty situation here tonight with St. Francis. And the Cudahy Packers will head to the fourth quarter, up 30-0 on St. Francis. Our fourth quarter coming your way next. This is Thursday Night Lights, presented by My24. Cudahy Packers leading the St. Francis Mariners going into the fourth quarter. There's the correct Packer right there.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Green Bay Packer here tonight. Tice on the toss. Touchdown. Second of the night for Tice. First play of the fourth quarter, and the Packers hit the end zone once again.
Well, defense is desire. And there's not a lot of desire on that St. Francis defense right now. I hate to say that, but I think sometimes you have to tell it like it is. And Coach Sarver's been around for a long time, and I know that's not the way he coaches his team to play.
Well, Berthet, who's been busy tonight, he's had a 19-yard field goal, and he's made all but one extra point. That one's blocked. I jinxed him right there. That's the old John Weiser jinx. So it remains 36-0, and well, the teams decide what they're going to do. We'll head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, the principal, St. Francis. I'm telling you, the principals have gotten way better looking than when I was at Messmer. Trust me, I say that every week. Michelle Mansell, how long have you been the principal at St. Francis?
It's my second year at St. Francis.
And you've been in the school district for how long?
It's about my 11th year this year.
You know, she asked me if we could do about a 15-minute segment. I said no. We have absolutely nothing in common. Tell us a little bit about St. Francis. You guys are doing some good stuff. You're up 23 kids so far.
We are. We're up 23 kids this year. We've got a brand new science lab. We're offering wonderful things for our kids in career planning, college planning, all types of different academics that kids really can't get when they go to the large colleges or the large high schools.
You know, she's working on her doctorate, so she's smart too. That's pretty cool. When do you get that done?
Hopefully I'll be finished by this summer.
Congratulations with that.
Thank you.
St. Francis High School's in good hands, I can tell you that. Back to you boys up in the booth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Well, 36-point lead. That puts the 35-point rule here in effect for the second half, so we will have a continuous clock running here in this fourth quarter. As
Gage Cody again. Yep. Nice move.
Yeah, he's going to get it to the outside across the 20 and down to the 23-yard line. Gage Cody, a nice return there for St. Francis, who the Mariners looking for their first down here of this second half, as Ty Ramirez credited with the tackle on special teams.
He set that up really well. You can see he kind of paused right here and then took off to the outside.
Smart enough to get that ball into the other hand there.
Exactly.
He made the changeover to get that ball to the sideline.
And then the other Ramirez, Ty Ramirez, made a nice tackle there.
Now from the 25, 1st and 10 Mariners. They'll start on the ground as Matisse met and driven back at the line of scrimmage. Kendall Corder making the play for the Packers.
Randy Meyer.
And just trying to...
There it is right here, just a little handoff.
Yep, just trying to find something here.
Now, Kendall Corder is a pretty good athlete. He's 6'3", 225. He runs a 4.7 40. That's a pretty fast time for a young man that size.
Kowalczyk on the roll, being chased. And lost the football. I don't know, did he fumble? Penalty marker down. Thrown by the referee. Corder was out there.
I think it's intentional grounding of him.
Let's get another look here. Again, he was rolling out. Corder on the chase.
Oh, no, I think they're going to call him for hit out of bounds.
That's what it looks like.
Yep. Corder.
Corder, that last.
He ran all the way over, figured he must.
Yeah,
yeah, that was really unnecessary. See, the Cudahy coaches are questioning that a little bit, but there's no doubt about that. You know,
right.
He's out of bounds. You don't need to touch him. He's out of.
The WIAA has always made that a point of emphasis year in and year out about the sideline hits and
even if you didn't mean to, it doesn't matter. Officials can't measure intent.
So this will be the initial first down of the second half here for St. Francis, as this will be 15 yards walked off from the spot of the infraction.
Well, I like the rollout idea. I think Robert Kowalczyk needs to get rid of the ball just a little bit quicker. I think he's looking for his receivers to be too wide open. You just need to get position and then throw that ball in there and let the receiver do his job.
First bank, first down at the 40-yard line. The initial first down of the second half for the Mariners. This time they'll throw. Cody with some room. First down. Out across midfield to the Cudahy 49-yard line. Pickup of 11 for Gage Cody, the senior. And brought down Howenstein, brought him down, and also Rodriguez, Wilson Rodriguez.
Good job by Adam Corpella out there. He was a wide receiver of this, and downfield blocking made that play go.
From the Cudahy 49, Kowalczyk from shotgun. Blitz coming. They pick it up. Kowalczyk with time, swings it out, complete to Cody. Out across the 44-yard line where he is brought down there. Howenstein there to make the tackle for Cudahy.
Reliable.
Yeah. He's been shadowing Gage Cody all night. He's been maybe playing a little bit further back here with the lead, but nonetheless, he's been right there every time Cody's been around the football.
Well, I was talking about Cody being the old reliable, the pass from Kowalczyk to Cody. So they're all old reliables, but that was two guys that evidently grew up together, have been throwing the ball to each other for 3 years, and their timing is very good. I don't know why they don't do that more often.
Corpella and Cody here near side. Blitz again. This time Kowalczyk will try and run it up the middle. Lost the football, I think. And it was recovered right away by one of his linemen.
Well, he was looking out at Cody again for a quick screen, but it was covered, and so he decided to run with it. And I think they did pull the ball out on him, but
Carrero, I believe, Sam Carrero stripped the ball, but it was recovered by
St. Francis.
St. Francis got it back. You're right. So third, we'll call it 5 here for the Mariners. Ball at the 44-yard line, just inside the 45.
There we go.
Yep, nice run by Matisse, Anthony Matisse. Again, if you're just joining us, Saquon Dowry, the fine running back for St. Francis, did not suit up here for the second half. He suffered an ankle injury in the first half and had the shoulder pads off as the teams came back out for the warm-ups to start the second half. We got a face mask call here against Cudahy. We'll add some more yardage to Matisse's run.
Well, to tell you how much they depend on Dowry, Dowry coming into the game had 1,113 yards rushing, and as a team they have 1,481 yards, so that's how important he is to this team.
You get a look at him on the sideline in the warm-up jacket. And
a little hitch in his get-along, and I don't think it didn't appear to be serious. I don't want to analyze it from up here, but it didn't appear to be serious. Hopefully he'll be back for the final game.
Matisse trying to break a tackle in the backfield. Can't do it. He'll be thrown down for a loss. Look like Ramirez there, Ty Ramirez. For a loss of 2, second down 12 coming up.
I still think they can go back to that little short pass. They can keep getting 8-9 yards on a crack there. They haven't covered Gage Cody really on that out pass since the early in the game.
Second and 12. Kowalczyk. Flush to the right. Back over the middle. That's a dangerous pass. Looking for Corpella. Incomplete. Well, anytime you go right and throw it back toward the middle of the field, that's a dangerous play. And Corpella at least got a finger on it. Keep that away from the defender.
That's a really tough throw.
A lot of air under that pass.
It's in the air for a long time. Actually, if Corpella they kept going, he might have had a better chance to catch it.
Wilson Rodriguez, the defender back there on Corpella, and almost like a defensive back in a sense, just tipping that one away to make sure nobody can come up with that. So it sets up 3rd and 12. Robert Kowalczyk, the senior, at quarterback, rolling left.
Gets set.
Sets up, fires.
Yeah.
Oh, through the hands of Cody, incomplete. He was there.
He should have had that.
Yep. Normally a sure-handed receiver. That time it just slipped right through the wickets.
And Kowalczyk's much better when he gets his feet set. Yeah, that's a very catchable ball. And both of them, both Kowalczyk and Cody play both ways all the time, and they're a little bit tired. You can tell by their body language they're a little tired.
Well, again, a reminder, Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find our complete game schedule, watch archived videos of our games, even post your own photos. That's my24milwaukee.com. Fourth down, they'll go for it. Kowalczyk sets, fires, completes to Cody. He'll get it inside the 20 to the 19-yard line and a first down. Wilson Rodriguez there to make the tackle. 16-yard pickup, and the drive continues for the Mariners.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. A little down and out route. Got in the seam, and he's wide open, hits him right in the chest for the first down. I just keep throwing it. They're not going to win the game, but you can certainly move the ball.
Well, the big thing here for the Mariners, get that 0 off the board.
Yeah.
Just get it in the end zone here and call it a night. Kowalczyk going to go down.
Wow.
Sack.
Good defensive call.
Back at the 34-yard line, a loss of 14.
Ramirez, yeah.
Yep, that's the other Ramirez. Ty
Ramirez, yep.
Yep.
He had a little blitz off the edge, and he was right in his face, and Kowalczyk really didn't have much of a chance. He turned around, and he was in his legs.
He is the cousin of Angel Ramirez, the quarterback.
Right. He's a little bit bigger. He's about 175 pounds.
Got to the meal table first, in other words. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. You know, they got a good future at Cudahy. You know, to build on those two guys, I know they have other freshmen. But both of those guys are going to be playing a lot of football here for the Cudahy Packers in the next 3 years.
Kowalczyk under pressure again, going back over the middle. Cody with the touchdown reception. Boy, those guys, you can tell they've been around the last 3-4 years in this program. They know where each other is on the page, on the game plan page. I'll tell you what.
Exactly. He knows how far he can throw it, just far enough to get it over the defender's head. Who was that? I can't see who it was. I didn't catch the number.
Third touchdown reception of the year for Gage Cody, the senior.
Yeah, that's one thing that surprised me when I was looking at their stats, that all the catches he's only had a couple touchdowns.
10 receptions tonight for Cody.
Wow, nice, yeah. 108 yards.
The extra point is on the way. Brad Perez drills it through. 36-7. Our score. The Mariners hit the skunk out of the box here late in this fourth quarter. 36-7, Cudahy on top of St. Francis. Thursday Night Lights on My24.
Shoot the moon.
Beautiful scene here along the lakefront on Lake Drive in Cudahy. 36-7, Cudahy on top. The Mariners getting a touchdown reception by Gage Cody. Now 10 catches, 108 yards on the evening for the Mariners. And the kickoff
out of bounds.
Will go out of bounds. Doing the kicking for the Aubrey Chambers, doing the kicking for St. Francis. Kicked that one out of bounds, so that'll move the ball up a few here for Cudahy. There you get the numbers on Gage Cody tonight.
Yeah. 10 receptions, 108 yards, a TD. That puts him at 116 catches in 3 years.
Now 472 reception yards this year for Gage Cody. 9-play scoring drive, just over 3.5 minutes. Doug Sarver, the coach at St. Francis, be pleased with that offensive push there on that drive. Hallenstein around the far side across midfield and into Mariner territory. Kowalczyk finally hammered him out.
talking to Coach Sarver this week. He's very active in the Coaches Association, and there's a new proposal coming out that's being discussed between the WIA and the Coaches Association about playing the state championship games on the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so that they can keep the 9-game season and still play the full 5 rounds of the playoffs in football. And that's very interesting, Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving as opposed to Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Penalty marker on the play as they get a couple. It's interesting. I guess I'm having a hard time figuring out why the fear of not playing over that Thanksgiving week, because I'm thinking in terms of that Friday, Saturday, I think would be the best attended if you were to go that route, because I think most of us would agree. I think having a Friday off over that holiday, you would get a bigger crowd, generate more enthusiasm and more ticket sales.
Well, he tells me that the WIA says that they're worried that they wouldn't have good attendance on that Friday and Saturday. I think they would have better attendance than they would on Tuesday and Wednesday when everybody's heading to Grandma's or whatever. By Friday, you can get back. And for one thing, the teams that are playing, you're only talking about 14 teams. You're not talking about all 425 of them.
Mike, what do you got for us?
Hey, guys, I'm here with Adam, super fan at St. Francis. Adam, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Hey, he came up to me and said he wanted my job. I said, boy, that's not going to take much. He wants to get into some sideline stuff, do a little bit of radio, do a little TV, and you know what? He might be taking my job. Watch this.
Boys,
back up to you.
Let's go back up to the boys up in the booth.
Tell you what, he's got 70% of it down.
Yeah, right. Don't quit your day job, Mike.
Second down and 10 following the penalty. Howenstein on the carry. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. But that's interesting, though. I'm of the opinion I think you will draw well if you play it over Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving week.
The majority of states play on that weekend. And I don't think there's any. I don't see why Wisconsin would be that much different. I know there's deer hunting and all that stuff, but we're not. I certainly think it's better than Tuesday and Wednesday, but that's just my opinion, and nobody really cares anyway.
Mike Finnegan on the carry that time, brought down by Bunk. He's going to look at the Cudahy sideline. Howenstein discussing things with his...
Getting some time off here.
Doing a little coaching himself there. Third and long here for Cudahy. Got a new quarterback in there as well. Littman,
Jake Littman, who was the quarterback earlier in the year and did get hurt.
Swings that one out here to Finnegan. Gage Cody on the stop. Yeah, that's interesting. Got hurt midway through, and
he got hurt early in the season. Originally, Hohenstein was the quarterback, and they thought but they really needed him as a running back. I asked Coach Surford about this, and then Littman got hurt, and they moved Ramirez in, and they've never taken him out. I mean, you can see why. He for the little experiences that he has, he does a really nice job, and he's got some players to work with, so that helps.
That was Bunk, who had helped over here to the sideline, got dinged up. One of the best linemen in the conference for St. Francis, Jake Bunk, 6'3", 270. Also a fine student, 3.1 GPA. Might be another one you might see on Saturdays at the next level. Fourth down, Cudahy going to go for it here. Littman will toss it. Howenstein trying to get the edge, and does. Gets the first down inside the 40. Ball comes out. It's loose. I believe the Mariners recovered. Spinning around that time, exposing the football, and Howenstein fumbles, and the Mariners get it back.
Well, that was a case of trying to get the extra yard and just lost the handle. Kowalczyk came in and jerked it out of there. You got to give him credit.
Good play there. The Homestead leading Whitefish Bay 35-7 going into the fourth quarter up at Whitefish Bay. So that sets up a showdown next week, Thursday. Homestead and Germantown is our broadcast for Thursday Night Lights. Second year in a row, and looking forward to that matchup. Went right down to the final play last year to decide that game.
The new coach at Germantown, and I have to apologize, his name escapes me right now, but he played for Coach Keel at Homestead in high school, so that'll be an interesting reunion there.
Trying to get the sweep going here to the near side, Matisse, and he's run out of bounds just across the 40-yard line. May have gotten a yard. Nick Savoy, the sophomore, able to make the stop along with Olander. Nothing fancy there. Well, while we got a moment, CW18 is TV to talk about, and tomorrow get in on all the exciting action as Nikita is forced to square off with a familiar foe on an all-new Nikita at 7. Then at 8, a demon with a taste for brains reemerges as on Supernatural. And that's tomorrow evening on Milwaukee CW18. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Again, it was Finnegan. Hit immediately there.
St. Francis seems a little reluctant to throw the ball here. I know the game is out of reach. And Cudahy has put their second unit in, but I don't think it's out of the question for them to throw if they wanted to.
Well, Cudahy with the win tonight at least keeps the hopes of making the playoffs alive. As Kowalczyk scrambling right side, hammered out of bounds. Ooh, took a rough ride there, just shy of midfield. Let's get another look here.
That was number 4, Tyler Ollendorf, I think.
Let his presence be known. Watch this.
Yeah,
wow, look out.
He and number 34, Mike Finnegan.
Finnegan, yeah, he's made the last couple of stops defensively for Cudahy here tonight. Well,
Finnegan's only a freshman, too.
Some young talent being developed here. Well, Cudahy with the win goes to 4-3 in the league, 4-4 overall. And would need to win next week against Greendale. That's tall order there. Is Matisse, nice cut. 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Wilson Rodriguez finally got him down. Nice strong run by Matisse.
That was a nice cut. He set that up outside and ducked inside, then backs outside again. Nice run, carrying the ball very high and tight. That's good.
So the Mariners with a late drive here. St. Francis will fall to 1-6, 2-6 overall, and they will play host to Wauwatosa West next week to close out the season. Matisse on the toss, going right. Breaks a tackle.
Good run.
Inside the 25, down to about the 24-yard line. He's had a nice ball game tonight.
He has.
Jake Koyes made the tackle.
Good cut again.
He is
just stepping up inside, getting what you can.
Getting some playing time because of that man, Saquon Dowry, out with that ankle injury from the first half. Trying to help the fans.
He's only a sophomore, so he's got a couple more years yet, too.
Should be the final play here of our ball game. Kowalczyk going to swing it out, incomplete. Looking here for the near side. Looking for Hunter
Foal.
Yeah, Hunter Foal. 5'4", 130, a sophomore. So it stops the clock with 12 seconds to go. She said St. Francis will play host to Tosa West, a 1-6 team coming into play this weekend.
Chance to get a victory that to end the year.
And again, in that situation, that's what you build on going into 2012. Kowalczyk heaving it up, catch is made, touchdown. Adam Corpella.
Adam Corpella,
His second touchdown reception of the year. Makes it a respectable 36-13 ball game.
Well, you know, I know they got their second and third teamers in for Cudahy, but that's all right.
Kowalczyk.
It's only a sophomore.
Yep. Kowalczyk, the senior, 8 touchdown passes on the year. Corpella, just a sophomore as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. His second touchdown reception of the season. Brad Perez Kowalczyk will hold. Will Brandt the long snap. And Perez's kick is through. 36-14. Nice drive here by the Mariners.
Yeah, it was.
This is one that you can go back in on and coach up on this weekend.
Well,
take a look at these last two
ending
drives.
On a positive note, you know, even though it's been a long night for him.
So get a good look at Doug Sarver.
Finnegan's little sister.
Evidently.
Yes.
I didn't think brothers and sisters are supposed to be getting along at this age.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be feuding a little bit more, but
No, she's using her brother to get on TV.
yeah, that could be too. Yep. This will be the 4th win out of the 6 meetings between these two schools for Cudahy.
Well, it's a nice ride. You take South Milwaukee, Cudahy, and St. Francis. You've got they're bang, bang, bang right down the coast here. They got a lot of nice natural rivalries there.
Well, that Cudahy-South Milwaukee rivalry, always a big one. Ooh.
You know, that went away when South Milwaukee ended up in the Southeast Conference. I think it's good to have them back. And
you got Thomas More in the league.
Yeah, Thomas More.
Just up the road here.
Yep.
And onside kick going to be recovered at the 42-yard line by Cudahy.
Of course, Thomas More is a shell of their former selves when they came into being back in 1972.
You know, Dick, I was going to talk about that. You and I both being out of that Metro Conference, St. Joe's, Marquette, and boy, that Thomas More always had great teams when I was in school back in the 80s.
Well, the second game I ever coached at Marquette was against Thomas More the first year they put together Don Bosco and Pionona High School with Jim Haluska, who was one of the all-time great head coaches ever in the state of Wisconsin. Of course, he played quarterback for the Badgers, and he was a great coach. I learned more playing against his teams than I did anyplace else, I think. And they were very strong for about 15, 18 years, and then they started to lose enrollment.
Final here tonight in Cudahy, 36-14 in favor of the homestanding Packers. Third straight win in this rivalry with St. Francis, as they take care of business, keep their playoff hopes alive for another week. As they
got a big game, Greendale next week.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one. Greendale coming in 6-0 in the league. In the other half of the conference, the black division of the Woodland Conference, 6-1 overall, and they've given up just 59 points all season long. So points will be hard to come by next week. So hopefully they get this confidence rolling here. And again, playoff eligibility, you got to win 5 games, but you also got to be above 500 in your conference. So that's just to be eligible. That doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to get in.
Well, if you're above 500, you're pretty much guaranteed. If you're 500, you have a chance, depending on how many teams are more than that win a majority of their conference games. It all varies between whether you have 6 or 7 or 8 teams in your conference, or 9 or 10, how many conference games you play. But I think they guarantee you if you win majority of your conference games, you are in.
Well, and they have that opportunity staring at them going into week number 9. That's all you can ask for as a program, is to have that opportunity going into your 9th and final week of the regular season. 36-14, Cudahy on top of St. Francis.
You want to be in charge of your own destiny. That's you don't want to have somebody else do something to help you out.
Let's head downstairs to Mike McGivern for the trophy.
Hey, Coach, nice win for you guys, keeping those playoff hopes alive. Any conference win is a good win, and you get a chance to beat St. Francis. You guys played awfully well tonight.
Yeah, it was a big win. Thanks for coming out and getting us on TV tonight. Definitely a big win, keeping our playoff hopes alive, and always a big win over a rival. So
you guys get Greendale next week, and we had talked a little bit off the air. That's going to be a tough task, but you needed to get this one tonight to make that one as important as it is.
Yeah, this one gets us to 500, 4-4 in our conference, which makes us playoff eligible, or we're 4-3 actually. So this sets us up. We're at least eligible. Next week we'll know it'll be a tough game, but the boys are ready to come battle. So
yeah, no doubt. Thanks a lot for having us, boys. Congratulations. Well done.
3 straight in this series taken by Cudahy, as tonight they go 36-14 over St. Francis. And again, that playoff drive, right. Cudahy in that playoff mode right now. They're eligible, but they've got to cement it with a win next week.
Exactly.
36-14 your final. We'll take a break. Back with our post-game wrap-up after this on My 24. Cudahy pulls this one out big time. They were up 36-0 at one point. 36-14 your final. They get to playoff eligibility with the win here tonight and can cement a playoff berth with a victory over Greendale next week. Time now to take a look at our players of the game this evening.
Well, number 5 for St. Francis, Gage Cody. Caught at least 10 passes tonight. There was one of the early ones, a little screen. Another screen, a quick screen to the right. Had a touchdown later in the game. There he is there, a little short stop. Good yardage after the catch. There he's tightly covered by Hohenstein, still makes the catch right there. Well, you can see that he's got good hands, and he did get a touchdown late in the game to put St. Francis on the board.
Gage Cody from St. Francis, and for Cudahy tonight, no doubt.
Yeah, number 12, Jeff Hohenstein. Not only does he play offense, he's also an excellent defensive player. There's a play early in the game. He had a couple long catches in the first half. There he is on a run. Inside counter play. He's got good speed for 6 speed, so he gets in your secondary, he's a problem.
Couple of touchdowns tonight for Hohenstein.
Another long run right here, out of bounds.
So our players of the game, Gage Cody from St. Francis High School, Jeff Hohenstein from Cudahy, our Player of the Game award brought to you by the Wisconsin National Guard. Packers over the Mariners tonight, 36-14. We'll take a break. You're on My 24. 22-point victory for Cudahy here tonight on their home turf as they knock off the Lake Drive rival, if you will, St. Francis, 36-14, as we break it down into some of the finite numbers here tonight.
Yeah, here you go. First down, 13-24, 2-1 almost. That shows why the score was what it was. Rushing yards, 309, wow. And passing, 272. They overwhelmed them on offense, that's for sure. Turnovers, they had 2 turnovers, but it didn't hurt them. I think the stats probably are indicative of the score. It was a good game till late in the first half, and then they let the Cudahy get that touchdown late, and that really kind of took the zip out of St. Francis, and they weren't able to survive it in the second half.
Yeah, going back, the final 2 minutes of that second quarter, really the turning point of the game. Right. It was 10-0 Cudahy. St. Francis facing a 4th and goal just outside the 10. Got it in, but were called for the illegal motion penalty, took the points off the board. They weren't able to convert on 4th down, and then Cudahy goes right down and scores just before the end of the half to make it a 17-point game, and that was really all she wrote.
Well,
that
turns
point.
Out to be a 14-point turnaround.
Right,
instead of being 10-7, it's 17-0, and besides the penalties and not being able to convert in situations, they were down there twice and didn't score. It really hurt them, and they couldn't afford to play the game that way tonight. They weren't a good enough team to play that way and get away with it. Another week it maybe would have been okay, but not tonight. Cudahy had enough firepower and enough defense to take advantage of that, and turns out to be a big win.
Our final numbers and leaderboard brought to you by Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence Christian leadership. Well, next week it's week number 9, and that means we head to the North Shore, and it's Homestead, Germantown. Enough said.
That's a huge rivalry, and as I said earlier, the new coach at Germantown is a former player for Dave Keel at Homestead, so it'll be a nice reunion for them. Homestead hasn't lost a game since early in their conference, and since early 2002. And so I'm looking forward to the game. It's at Germantown, which is a great place to go and work, and they have a nice atmosphere there. They take their football seriously, as does Homestead, so it's a good way to finish the season.
Homestead at Germantown, 7 o'clock next Thursday night. Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's. 36-14 your final here tonight. For our entire My 24 crew, for Mike McGivern and Dick Basham, I'm John Weiser. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, the final outcome. Again, your final tonight, Cudahy 36, St. Francis 14. Till next Thursday, good night, everyone.